Welcome into the Cam Strick podcast, episode number 234, presented by Hair Club, baby.
Yeah.
For everybody, men and women, and this is why you need your hair fixed, Cam, because if you're walking around with one of those toupees, which is nothing wrong with it, in a windy storm like we had this past weekend,
that son of a bitch will fly
that thing is goners.
Yeah, we had a tough storm over the weekend.
Can I get your take on the toupee though? Like that's different than what a hair replacement situation would be completely, correct?
It's probably for like older people to get that. I don't know.
I don't think it's for older people. I think it's for anybody.
Young people,
anybody.
No, it's more of an older thing to do. Now you could just get it done, but it's probably a lot cheaper to get a toupee. I know a lot of people in the St. Louis media that have toupees, and they look pretty fucking good, and they work. And sometimes when you're young and you want to get into TV...
Would you know if you didn't know?
Fuck yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, by saying they work, in my opinion, if you say it works, that means you can't tell.
No, it just means that you have hair now, and if a TV station wants to hire you and you're bald, you got a problem. There's guys that I know on TV that said that they wanted to change the TV corporations early in their career, wanted them to change their name because their name wasn't sexy enough. One of them said they wanted to change it to a fucking Spanish name to sound better. Then you got to get hair. Then you got to
That's not uncommon. That's been going on for
totally
decades and decades.
I know. I didn't say it was uncommon.
A lot of the news people you know of, both locally and nationally, it's not their real name.
I know.
Radio people, it's not their real name.
Dude, it's so funny, man. There's a ton. And I get it with the women because they get fucking harassed, dude. I see it. Like, the hot women on TV, although I wouldn't fucking want to be on any channel, any of those, because they fucking work you like a dog. And but those girls get fucking harassed by weirdos all the time. But if you're going to take a picture of yourself in a sexy outfit, just look at the comments. You're not catering to other women like you think you are. The comments are all grown, married, weirdo men that get up and they stare at you, not because you're interesting, because you're sexy, and then they'll creep you out and comment on it. It's all dudes. So it's like, whatever, like you're gonna get that. But I think that's why they changed their name too, man, because there's a lot of fucking weirdos out there.
Well, that's part of it, but also it's because of they want to find a name that they feel like really works on television.
That's funny, man.
Like Tice Chambers, something like that. I mean, like
people say I have a good hockey name. And I never liked it when I was a kid.
I don't know if Cam is a great...
Cam Jansen? Is
that a good hockey name?
I think it's just a name that's easy to remember.
If it was Janssen, it maybe would be a little bit better.
It just kind of rhymes a little bit, and it sticks a little bit.
It is a name of a little girl's children's book.
It is a little redhead.
So she's got a great hockey name, actually.
Well, she's successful, But I had a good weekend, man. It was my birthday weekend. I partied pretty hard.
What'd you do for your birthday?
Friday was the best night. My buddy had a little get-together up the road. We took our side-by-sides out. I took the Jeep with the doors off. We went cruising around the subdivision, went up and watched the sunset.
Do you have a side-by-side?
I got the Jeep.
Is that considered a side-by-side?
It's the nicest side-by-side you can get. Fuck yeah. It's the same thing,
but
it goes
Rubicon,
faster.
Though. I've been doing some research.
Mine's the high tide.
You need the Rubicon.
Well, they can give me whatever. They gave me the high tide, which is cool. We cruised around that, and I partied. So we're at my boy's house, and then the girls all went to bed, and me and the guys stayed up all night, and that rocked me. It rocked me. And I'm not used to doing it. How late
were you up?
Late enough to get fucked up. You know what I mean? And
what do you mean? Like you just?
Well, just because I get up so early and I go to bed so early.
Is that what you were trying to do? Like get as fucked up as you possibly could?
Well, no, it just happens whenever you're hanging out, having a good time by the fire, telling stories, doing shit, fucking cruising around.
Yeah, you're just having a good. It's a very mellow, right? It's not like you're not like having some crazy rage or going crazy.
No,
right?
it's just like six of us, man. Yeah. And the girls all left, and we're partying pretty good though. I mean, don't get me wrong. So I didn't sleep great, and then that set me back so much. And I woke up like, fuck, God, And then I'm like, fuck it. Have a cocktail. Kate and I went to the clubhouse.
You had a cocktail the next day.
The next day in the morning, I'm like, I drank a cocktail. I'm like, okay, I'm back. So we set up a golf, a little thing. We went up there, started hitting some balls. And Kate and I went golfing Saturday. And I'm fucking crushing the ball. I don't.
Come on now.
Andy, I swear to God, it was one of my best rounds.
Because your boy Travis told me the other day, if you don't get lessons, he's not ever golfing with you again. He's
Travis
saying
not even a member anymore, so he can go fuck
himself.
He needs me.
He left.
Who's he kidding? Acting like a hard ass. Settle down, Trav.
He left the club.
Yeah, just sometimes you got to. It costs a lot of money. He takes a year off. It is what it is. He's got 3 kids. He's got shit he's got to do.
Yeah.
You don't. If you're not using it, you might as well get off.
I told him he's going to golf with us when we do this charity event that's coming up soon.
Travis, I'll let you know who's going to golf with us.
Well, we need
so you know, because
it's my. But he says he will not golf with you until you get lessons.
That's the dumbest thing. Then don't. Fuck. So anyway,
you're crushing the ball.
I swear to God, Andy. And I'm like, God damn. And we're jamming out, having a good time. I love golfing with Kate. Like, it's easy. You know, she'll go pick her ball up. There's no pressure. Not that there's pressure but like if you're golfing with guys that don't really know and they're really good, then every time I go up to the fucking tee box.
Are you nervous?
No, Andy. Like, I don't get nervous like you. 250 pounds, I'll bag everybody
nervous.
up. Who are you kidding? Want me to show the video of you? Who are you kidding?
I don't even care.
Me and the boys are fucking chirping you. You can't even concentrate. Who are you kidding?
In the woods.
It's publicly documented how goofy you look when you had pressure. So sit your ass down. My God. But I hate when you do golf with good golfers that you really don't know, Andy. And every time you go up to the fucking tee box, they're like, spread your leg out. No, Cam, do this. And motherfucker, fine. I already know what to do. Don't critique every damn thing.
Golf terminology.
Oh God, Cam, do this. I'm like, I got it, man. Some guys are nice about it. Some guys are a little too much. That gets a little bit annoying.
You think they really know what they're talking about?
Yeah, but it's easy to tell people something when you hit a good drive. So it's like, I even tell Kate once in a while, hey, stop swinging so hard. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I know she's swinging hard. You know what I mean?
I think some people...
I lift up too much too, Andy. That's why I slice it. I lift up too much.
The really good golfers swing hard?
No. Well, yeah.
I think they do.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
But if you're good, you can. You don't swing as hard as you can until you get your rhythm down. So I just told Kate, slow down a little bit. Girl, what's up? She hits she did 120 down the pipe. I go, damn right. We were crushing it, having a good time, jamming out, getting our mind right. And then I see the mothership coming out of nowhere. I go, God damn. Anvil cloud, like, forming. I'm like, whoa, boy, here it comes.
They got everyone off the course.
Here it comes. This son of a bitch blew up, and then you see like weird cloud designs.
That was at about 10 a.m. or so.
Weird? No, it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon Saturday. And then
dude, my son had a baseball game.
It happened in the morning because I got caught in a Jeep.
Yeah.
And then it happened later on too.
Yeah,
it happened twice. I got caught in the Jeep early in the morning getting breakfast for Kate with the top down. Went to see my dad, and I see the one in the morning. I go, God damn, I went 100 miles an hour in that Jeep.
You know they'll tip over, man.
Dude, you know how I drive slow, Andy. I'm a slow driver. I take my time.
You knew if it was coming.
Dude, I didn't realize. I just wanted to get out and I like to get up in the morning and cruise, jam out the music. Let me go see my dad, get him some breakfast, go cruise around, say hey to some people, and then make my way back. That son of a bitch started forming. I went on those back roads 100 miles an hour because it was starting to come down, a little bit of hail, and that thing would have got fucked up. It's not my truck. It's not my car. I had to get it.
You got to take care of that.
I call Kate. Open the garage door. We got to get it in. I fly home 100 miles an hour.
And
I just squeaked it in. I squeaked it in. We got her car in the driveway or in the garage, and we just missed the hail. But anyway, we're golfing, and another one popped up, man, and it was rotating a little bit. And I'm like, God damn, hunker down, put on the Weather Channel, fucking make a cocktail. This is my time of day, man.
Yeah,
I like to see it come in, but we got hit pretty good. 7 tornadoes on my birthday. In the local area, only EF1s, no big deal. They lasted for
there was a couple EF0s, there was some EF1s. Most of the wind change. And
why are you explaining to people?
Spiral winds
why are you explaining?
We're anywhere from 85 to 100 miles. They're
about
nothing more than 100 miles.
The headwind doesn't matter. The headwinds were 100 miles an hour,
and they were maybe traveling about a mile. There was one that stretched actually in Illinois. That
about 5 miles.
19.
Oh, in Illinois.
In Illinois,
yeah, it hit nothing.
Now there was one here. That went about 5 miles.
Yeah, it hit first.
Most of them were around.
Hit first form.
Really?
Yep.
Is there damage?
I saw so. Yeah.
Is there damage?
No, that place is fucking rock solid probably. But he said the roof started.
They probably
going.
Have their people standing on top of the building.
They probably have a bubble. A button that they press, and there's a big dome that comes over everything.
Like Nick's got like a superhero outfit on, like with like a no tornado.
Yeah,
like you do not come near here.
If anybody could beat up Mother Nature, it's first form
Nick.
people, you know.
Oh yeah,
but they got the roof rocked a little bit, but all good, man. Nothing long track. No EF 2, 3, 4.
No, they were all zeros or ones.
They're all zeros or ones.
Can I tell you what my experience?
Andy takes a video of his backyard and tells everybody there's a tornado going on. It was just like a 30-mile-an-hour headwind with a couple leaves falling down. Did you get chirped for that?
No, because here's what happened.
My God, Jim Canatori.
Here's what happened. The sirens are going off, and we're trying to take cover. You know, some people say you stop, drop, and roll. That is for fires.
That's the stupidest thing
you
I've ever
don't
heard
do
in my
that
life.
for tornadoes, but you got to tuck. You got to get into the corner. So we get into the basement. I make sure everybody's secure. I go out there. I fight the elements. I want to take a video. Cam, my video that I took of my backyard, where my little tree back there, man, had never. You ever notice how all the trees are blowing back and forth, and they're getting knocked down? There's branches everywhere, but there's one tree standing at all times. It's my treat, my Canadian maple, man, that I have.
Thick, dude.
My Morning Glory maple.
Yike!
In the back of the yard that never gets impacted or affected.
It's thick, man.
So I take the video, I put it up. Cam, I'm getting contacted by every Weather Channel service, every network, CBS National News, NBC National News, ABC National News. Do we have permission to use your award-winning video?
Yeah.
I'm like, absolutely, no problem whatsoever. So, if you're watching the news that night, chances are you saw my video with the caption, with the credit at the bottom.
Yeah, it was badass.
Like these weather guys do a better job than like the NHL insiders. Like they actually credit you. It said credit at Andy Strickland for the video.
Because you did that like 3 years ago, and it did go.
Same type of thing.
Your video wasn't even that cool.
It was an amazing bit. Dude, the lightning coming through the sky, Cam, was just.
I know.
It was like a light
cool
flickering on and
green.
off. And you just kind of get an idea of what we were dealing with. Plus the Toronto, the tornado sirens that are going on.
Yeah.
That's what takes the video to the next level, and while it's probably going to be submitted for an award when it's all said and done. So I didn't see any of your stuff out there on any national news services.
I was enjoying the weather, man.
Were you near the windows or no?
Yeah, because it wasn't that bad. It just must have missed us a little bit, but yeah, I love watching thunderstorms roll up, man. It's my kind of jam. I love it, dude. I'm interested, and I watch that fucking Weather Channel all day. Keep an eye on what's going.
You're like an old man.
Yeah, maybe I am, Andy. I mean,
what are you watching?
I'm an old man that party till 5 o'clock in the morning and then
watching the Weather Channel all day long.
I'm an old man.
Is it all day long? I mean, I understand like maybe when the storm is happening, you put the weather on.
Well, at night, like when I got back from golfing, because I did shit all day, and then I got back and I chilled out. And
did you actually golf 18 holes?
No, we only golf.
Were you
10.
wearing sweatpants on the course?
Those are golf pants.
Okay,
Andy.
I was making sure. I thought maybe I thought I saw you're wearing.
You're oblivious.
Maybe
to
your first form sweatpants on the.
You're oblivious.
Nothing wrong with that, Cam.
You're oblivious. No, those are golf pants, dude. A little chilly. I could have wore shorts.
Well, I'm looking forward to going golfing with you probably this week or next.
Yeah, hold your breath. I'll invite you. It's all good.
No, we got to practice. I got to have a practice round before we have our.
Got to. You got to go hit.
Our people golf with us.
You got to go hit, dude.
How much is a new set of clubs?
Expensive.
$3,000.
Oh, I don't know about that.
$2,000?
Maybe. $3,000.
What's a driver cost?
Not as much as a Bauer hockey stick. That's $260.
$360.
Hockey is for everyone.
$360.
Hockey is for everyone. Hockey's for everyone. Hockey, unless you're fucking poor.
Can I apologize
Jesus
though?
Christ.
Because I do want to say this. Listen, I was like blown away. I asked the guy when I don't even want to say the name of the hockey store because they don't necessarily set the prices. I mean, they got to buy it from Bauer or CCM or whatever, and then they decide what the. Obviously they decide on the prices along with these hockey companies. I would imagine they have a lot of say to it, on it too. But I basically asked the guy. I said, "What's the most expensive stick in the shop, and like what's the range for senior sticks?" Now, listen, I understand the people that come at me and be like, you can get a stick for $50. I'm like, listen, I ain't going on the ice with that $50 stick, and neither are you, okay?
Yeah. You're going to be the one kid that has a stick from the 30s? Get out of here.
Right.
A Milex stick?
It breaks in the first shift.
I mean,
okay, and now you're going to see Seth inside the store who's sharpening skates and messing those up. Now he's probably the one that would sell you the $50
go ahead.
stick.
Get the cheapest skates, get the cheapest sticks, get the cheapest helmet. Go ahead, get all cheap stuff and see how he does.
Am I saying that you have to buy the $360 stick? No, I'm not saying it. But the reality is anybody who's good or who wants to be good or is involved in any type of activity, you probably want the best of the best. Doesn't mean you're going to have to go out there and get it. Listen, everybody wants an Escalade too. Not everybody can afford an Escalade. You don't have to get an Escalade to drive on the road. But the fact that there are sticks out there that cost $360, man, it puts parents in a jam. It's a tough situation to be in. And I never said that's the stick you have to have.
No doubt. I know.
But the reality is sticks are so expensive, and you're not getting a good stick for really under $250.
And like a difference between a golf club.
So you're still spending $300 really for a good stick.
Of course, man. and not to mention $1,000 for skates probably.
$1,200.
What?
Yeah.
Wow,
I'm looking at skates right now because my son, he's in the once they get to size 1, you have to get into the junior size skates, right?
And that's way more
and
expensive.
it gets a little more expensive before you get to the senior size. So so you can get like top of the line junior skate for about $500. Top of the line senior skate, now you're talking like you're getting into like, $1,100, $1,200, $1,250, $1,300, wherever we're at. It's only going to get more and more expensive. So size 1 is when you can get into junior. He just had his foot measure with that like Bauer machine, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it's just under a 1. And the guy's like, why don't you just buy him a little bit big? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't want him to be like uncomfortable and have skates that are too big. I'd rather just buy the top of the line youth skate, which is $220, and get away with that for another 6 months if I can get 12 months if I can get a full year out of it, and then make the jump.
Ain't no big deal.
For $229. So yeah,
the thing is though,
we talked about this a few weeks ago, real quick, Cam, because remember we were saying how expensive hockey is, and I said, listen. If you're starting out, there's programs all over the league. The Blues have one. The Nashville Predators have one. All these where you get the, you pay your $80, $200, whatever it is, free equipment. You get your
like
skate
a little
sessions.
Blues. Yeah.
And
you look at the sticks.
Then you decide if you want to continue, and maybe if you become good, you start becoming a competitive player. Yeah, it can get very expensive.
Sticks.
But to get started in the game, I don't want to shy anybody away from doing that because you can get in there relatively cheap.
No, man, but I know a lot of guys that are obsessed with hockey. Okay, and they got 3 boys. And I go, why aren't they playing fucking hockey? And they're like, I don't got time. I can't commit to them playing hockey. It's too much. Too much going on. And I get that. And that could be with any other sport too. But I mean, these guys are obsessed with the game. Obsessed with it. 3 boys. And they still won't get them into hockey because it's
time consuming.
It's very time consuming. There's a lot of travel. It's very expensive. And if your kid is going to play and he's pretty good, man, you are goddamn committed. You are committed to that boy or girl or whatever it is, and it's just a lot. But you could say that for a lot of other things too. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's all good. But like in golf, man, like listen, you could buy a $350 stick. That son bitch could break the first time you shoot, or the first dipshit Leo that slashes your stick and breaks it, and you're like, fuck you, you're buying me another one. So that stuff happens, man. Like, I don't know if you get insurance on your. I don't know how that goes. You break your stick.
If you break it within a certain time frame, you can send it back in and get a new one.
They don't just like splice it back together for you.
But listen, it's just getting a little bit out of hand. Everything's crazy. But no one liked it when Matt Cullen said this on our podcast a few months ago. People didn't like it, but he said it, and I totally agree with him. Now having a kid that's involved in sports, and not just hockey, different sports, soccer, whatever it is, it is very difficult for a kid nowadays to truly be competitive, play at the highest competitive level in more than one sport. You can't do it, man.
It's tough, man. No,
because it's all year round nowadays, man. Yeah, there's hardly any time off. And if you're going to play at the highest level in one sport, you almost don't have the time to be able to do it in more than one sport.
You got to commit to one thing.
Don't compare it to back in the day when we were a kid, when the hockey season would end, you put your bag down, now you start playing baseball and whatever. It's like, it's different, man.
I still played hockey in the summer.
No, I know, but like you played in it was like a 6 to 8 week spring league or whatever.
I played for then you had other teams in Canada that want to play in tournaments, so you're busy all year.
That's when you're older, not when you're 6, 7, 8 years
old.
Oh
yeah, okay, that's right. I get you on that.
So
no doubt.
Obviously you start playing. Yeah, you got to go start playing in those tournaments and stuff like that. But when you're young, you just can't afford to just put the bag down like maybe you used to.
If you're an athlete, man, you'll figure it out one way or the other, but it is fucking time consuming. It truly, truly is. But nothing better than watching your kid do something he loves and that you love watching him do. So it's like, yeah, you might look at it and you might sit back and say, man, I don't want to get him into hockey because I don't have time. But I think that you can make time in a way. And once you do see your kid compete and he's on it, man, I mean, it's like probably the coolest damn thing in the world. I mean, it's got to be. I know how much my dad loved it, man. I'm telling you right now, so.
Oh, another text message just came in from another Weather Channel service asking for permission, Cam, to use the video. I have no problem. I just want to let everyone know out there you're more than welcome to using it.
Did you see the fucking fire department versus police, man? Jesus Christ. You see that game? They pumped that mug up pretty hardcore, Barstool and Biz and the guys, they did a good job with that. And that
game. Did the fire department win?
No, they did, and they
were winning the fights too.
They were shit kicking each other, man, like legit tilts. Those guys were pretty damn good. That was like fast paced, packed house, fights out the ass. I'm not gonna lie to you though, I love the competitiveness. I don't want to see a police officer get knocked out
or a firefighter.
Are you kidding? Now they're set back. Now they're like decision to make a. Now they're like, now they're slowed down a little bit. So if they got to make a quick decision, you get fucking knocked out like that in a hockey game. Like it slows you down to figure out what the fuck this criminal is going to do to you. Maybe you'll fuck up because you're not all there. I love the emotion, but I don't want to see any one of those guys get set back.
Well, I feel listen, it's a great event. Like, they do something here called Guns and Hoses every year.
Yep.
Where it's boxing.
Knocking each other out.
And you get firefighters taking on police officers.
And hockey games.
Yeah, I know. But, like, not every police officer plays hockey. You know what I'm saying? And certainly the toughest ones in the NYPD probably don't play hockey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
But
I'm just telling you, like, I played in these tournaments with the police and fire, and they kick the fuck out of each other, even in St. Louis.
Yeah, no doubt. Did
you get invited to that game?
To the police and fire.
Didn't you play in that one time?
I did not play in that one.
Oh, that's weird.
I'm not a
wonder
police
why they
officer.
I wonder why they didn't invite you.
Fighter.
That's weird. Near am I.
I played I played against the Warriors. And those games kind of get competitive.
They get competitive too, no doubt.
But these games are being marketed now because of like a lot of the fighting and stuff. Like, I mean, you see that on social media. I feel like that's what this is kind of turning into, Cam. It's going down that road.
I know.
So anybody who tunes in next year and the next couple of years when this game is all of a sudden about to go on, that's what people are going to want, and that's what they're going to expect.
Hey, listen. Fighting's the most popular sport in the world. Fighting is. Anywhere you go, from fucking here, up north, to Indo-fucking-nesia, to Japan, to wherever, everybody knows fighting. Everybody is interested in fights, whether it's a boxing match, whether it's a UFC. Everywhere around the world, fighting is part of their culture. It's in our blood.
France,
maybe not yours, but it's.
I almost got jumped.
It's
in
France. One of the heavyweights is
during
French.
Our honeymoon, back to the hotel. Remember those guys were following us? Yeah, in France.
Were you holding on to clutching her tight? Help me.
I was just
oh my God. See, when I walk around downtown, I'm not going to lie to you. Dude, you see the video in Chicago. They're just running rampant in Chicago. Fucking nuts.
With the mayor and stuff? They're young kids.
Young kids are like fucking 14, running around, stomping on cars, blah, 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 doing crazy shit.
What are they upset about?
They're all victims, apparently. But the point is, they let them go scot-free. But if I'm downtown, man, like, and I'm with my girl, like, my head's on a swivel, dude. If I'm walking in somewhere and it's a little shady walking, like, I make sure everybody sees that I see them. You're not creeping up behind me. I got my fucking wife with me. She's got her purse on her.
Your head's on a swivel?
Head's on a swivel.
Me too.
I'm looking at you like, I see you. You're not going to get to jump on me. I see you. You don't know what's in my pocket. I'll put my hand kind of by my pocket, too. Fuck yeah. You don't know what I'm getting. Get the fuck away from me. I see you.
What do you think I have in my pocket?
I don't know. A bunch of receipts that you keep. You and your Creef Core Racket Club, you guys all hang out and show each other receipts.
I'd probably put my hand in my pocket.
Talking about taxes and shit.
Oh, I just did my taxes.
Oh, God. Jesus, Andy. I know.
Although my guy's pretty good at what he does. Does a good job. Did you file for an extension?
Kate's on it. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, she's on. Well, she's got till today, so she better.
Thank you.
You know, she better get.
I don't do everything in the house like you do.
You don't do the taxes?
Fuck no. What do I look like? I'm going to do the taxes? I'm going to look up everything and do it? No way. Kate's doing that. It's all good.
Yeah, I got to do it.
If my wife's at home, she's got to do that kind of stuff. Like, I grind. I get up at 4:30 every day, and I fucking bring home the bacon.
She doesn't get, like, an accountant that does it?
Yeah, but she doesn't need to. She goes to her mom's house. They break it all down.
Really? She does one of those? Like the online ones?
Yeah, she does it herself.
You got to get an accountant.
We're saving money. Saving money.
You're saving money from paying the accountant, but you may not be saving money overall because accountants can save you a lot of money.
We've been doing this for a while. She knows what she's doing. Like, I know you think you're smart and all, but, like, Kate knows what she's doing.
I think she needs an accountant, dude.
I know what we're doing. Like, why would she
Let me hook you up
why
with
would she not, like, break
actually.
that down and be like, we need an accountant? You don't think she already did that? Good God. Andy, come over and help us with stuff, will you? Tell us how to live.
Oh, I don't do the math, dude.
Tell us how to live.
What else
should I do?
Hey, can I give a shout out to Trevor Zegras real quick, man?
Yes.
Because,
please, I'm glad you brought that up.
Listen, a week ago today, I'm taking Ty to hockey, and we got his buddy in the car, and they both, huge Trevor Zegras fans.
Yeah.
You know, people may not like that, whatever, because he is of the new age hockey player, very skilled, does a lot of shit,
He talks shit.
Actually, I'll be interested to see if Anaheim gets Connor Bedard or even the Fantilli kid. Mm-hmm. What do they choose to do with a guy like Trevor Zegras? Are they going to trade him? Are they going to try to keep him? Because I've always said
is
this about...
Is that really a talking point there?
I'm bringing it up right now.
Like, are you hearing it from people?
No, I think in rational ways because, you can't pay all these guys down the line, right? And if you get... Listen, you can't trade Trevor Zegras right now. He sells too many tickets.
No shit.
Everyone's got his jersey on. The league is marketing him.
He's on NHL fucking 23.
But the only way you can maybe do it is if you get Connor Bedard. You get Connor Bedard coming in, and listen, Cam, they got McTavish, they got all these guys.
Terry,
Drysdale. They got a lot of guys.
They got some players.
That you can't keep everybody.
Can't keep all these
skill
guys.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants 7-year deals, 8-year contracts, obviously.
But why Zegras?
Re-signing?
Because he's going to make the most money?
Well, I just wonder where Pat Verbeek is with his mindset in terms of, Trevor Zegras. Long term, is he willing to commit to him long term as a cornerstone piece? We all know how great he is and how popular he is. But we had Pat Verbeek on. We all know how he sees the game, how he views the game. He's old school. Mm-hmm. And, if you're getting a Bedard or a Fantilli, all I'm asking is, does that make one of their young star players expendable? And is he willing to commit? If I'm Trevor Zegras, I'm not signing for anything less than an 8-year contract extension. Yeah. I'm one of the biggest names in the league. I got all these other guys coming out of entry level signing 8-year max extensions. I'm signing a max extension too. So if Verbeek is willing to do that, then he stays. But if you don't want to commit to him for 8 years, then all I'm saying is watch out. You just never know how this is going to play out with Trevor Zegras, okay? I'm not guaranteeing anything. What I'm saying is these are real discussions, not fantasy discussions, and things that, are certainly in play that you have to factor in. Now, Trevor Zegras is one of my favorite people in the National Hockey League. I think he's great for the game.
Came on the show.
I think he sells the game very, very well. And, obviously he brings a specific, certain type of brand to his game. And whether you want to call it new age or whatever, man, he's a huge part of the future of USA Hockey, all of that. But my kid and all the other kids, they love Trevor Zegras, man. They see him on YouTube and all that. So whether you like that or not, it's just the reality of the situation. They know guys like Crosby, McDavid, and Trevor Zegras. I mean, and Ovechkin. Those are the biggest stars of the game. Zegras, in terms of name recognition, Cam, this, is one of the biggest stars in the game.
Yeah, I know.
So
you keep repeating yourself. Get to the point.
You're like looking at me like you disagree.
No, because I know the story already. I'm just waiting for you to get to the point. We've already had this discussion last week.
So these kids, they love Trevor Zegras. So I shoot him a text. I said, hey, man, I got a couple of kids. I said to the kids in the back seat, first off, I said, hey, let's FaceTime Trevor Zegras. And they're like, what? Wow, that's amazing, blah, blah, blah. So I send Zegras a text. I'm like, hey, man, you got 30 seconds to FaceTime these 6-year-old kids that are in my car that are both huge Trevor Zegras fans. They want to talk to you. I didn't know what he was doing, man. He may be busy. He may not get back to me.
Might be fine.
No joke, Cam. Maybe 15 seconds later, my phone rings, FaceTime from Trevor Zegras. I hand the phone back to them in the back seat. They answer the phone. And I love it. And they just shoot the shit with Trevor Zegras, man, for 10 minutes. Like, hey, how do you do the Michigan? He's giving them tips how to do it. They're asking him when his next game is, what he's doing today. Like, just having a regular conversation, man. So, you know what? This guy, say what you want about Trevor Zegras.
Yep.
All the old school people. He may not be for everybody in terms of his style of play and how he plays, but he's an unbelievable player, an unbelievable ambassador for the future of the game. And this guy's going to have a long career and a great career. And he stays in line, continues to be a great person, Cam. He's going to continue to be one of the biggest stars.
He might talk shit on the ice. He might do some stuff that might piss people off in one way. I don't, whatever. But when it comes down to it, when you call a guy that he gets nothing out of, he's not going to post that. He's not going to do anything. Maybe he knows that you're going to talk about. Maybe not. I don't think he's even thinking that way. He texts you back. You said 6-year-old fucking kids want to say hi to you. Yeah. And boom, got back to it. Yeah. It wasn't like, well, how can I get something out of this?
Right.
Or I do a charity. Look, I'm doing charity stuff. And then you take a picture.
I just don't feel like
I don't feel like what. There's a million different things. But when push comes to shove, you could say whatever you want about him. In reality, you texted him. He got back to you in 2 seconds to say hey to the kids. That's, to me, goes a long way, more than any of the fucking shit he does on the ice. I don't care. I like him, dude. I want him to be crazy. Yeah. I want him to be a loudmouth. I do. That's his shtick. That's what he's going to go with. He could dangle you, then he's going to talk shit. That's fine by me. I just don't want other guys getting their ass kicked for him talking shit, but that's whatever. But whenever you called him and he got back to you in 15 seconds, that's the real Trevor. Just so all y'all know. Little things like this that he gets nothing out of, he fucking stopped for the kids, man. That's cool.
He's a cool-ass dude.
Yep.
And
I got time.
And he's an incredible player. Yeah. I remember watching this guy in the World Juniors and everything. Like, this guy is only going to get better and better and continue to mature as a hockey player and all that. People only focus on, the Michigan, the flashy plays, the Michigan passes from behind the net,
Yeah, I like all that, dude. That's cool.
But he's more than that, and he's only going to get better and better. So
that's when you know the real person, though, when you put him on the spot like that. That's when you know. Not what he says on the ice, not when he's pissed off at the end of the game where he's pissed off at the Riders and he says something goofy. It's this kind of scenario.
Yeah. And if
you know what I mean?
If you talk to his closest buddies, like Jack Hughes, who's become one of my favorite players.
God,
listen, I'm looking for a jersey right now. What am I going to get my kid for his birthday coming? I may get him that
Jackie or Zegras, right?
Or Zegras. He wants a Zegras. All the kids have Zegras, though.
Well, he's selling jerseys. There's a reason for it. He's fun to watch.
But the Cole Caulfields, the Jack Hughes, those guys, well, they'll all tell you, man, Zegras is going to be a star for a long, long time.
People say Connor Bedard is just a what's his name from Canadians you just mentioned? Cole Caulfield.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, people are like, I think he's just going to be a Cole Caulfield.
Who says that?
Just like people texting in to a different show. I'm just like,
I mean, like anybody who like an expert or anybody who's like a scout.
I don't know, define an expert.
A manager, a player, somebody's played against.
I don't know. You just don't know. What are Caulfield's points in juniors and stuff? He go to college. What did he do?
He went to Wisconsin.
He dominate.
He had a great year at Wisconsin. I think he played
but
1 year.
Bedard's putting up crazy numbers.
I think he was like a Hobie Baker finalist, wasn't he? Double check that, Brody. I think he was. He had an unbelievable freshman year. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. And I remember him signing with Montreal and
but he's
catching
small,
fire right off the bat.
Isn't he real small?
Yeah, he's smaller. And
like your size?
I think this guy is probably thicker than me.
Probably thicker than you.
I think this guy, his ceiling is higher than.
Yeah.
He won it? Yeah, he won it. So what were his numbers his freshman year?
College is so different, though. It's weird.
All the best freshmen keep winning it. Adam Fantilli, he wins it this year.
I don't know.
He might even be better.
Really?
Well, some people are saying, hey, listen, it's no consolation prize.
Well, if you're going to compare.
To get the second overall, he may be the best player in the draft before it's all said and done.
So, if you're an expert, which you are, because you talk to everybody, if you had to name one player that you think Connor Bedard's going to be like, who is it? Go. One player. I got mine. Who's yours? Come on. Want me to tell you mine?
Yeah, who's yours?
David Pastrnak.
Maybe.
Right-handed, gets up and down the ice, could score from anywhere, doing his thing.
Great passer.
Unbelievable shot. Could dangle you if he wants. But you let him go, he's going to go bar down on you.
Great passer.
Good passer. Sees the ice. Is that cool? You think that's a good comparison?
He may even be a little more elusive.
Maybe. Maybe quicker. Pasta scoring fucking goals, homie.
Yeah, 60.
And he might win a goddamn Stanley Cup. Although I think they're going to lose tonight. Now, this podcast comes out tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen tonight. But I think...
Well, they've got... Like, everyone's sick with Boston. They got all these guys who weren't even on the ice this morning, apparently.
Oh, really?
Like, they don't even know who's going to be in the lineup. So, again, this is what Jim Montgomery's saying. I'm sure he has an idea right now, to be honest with you, who's going to play and who's not going to play. But Olmark's been dealing with some stuff.
Oh,
Bergeron's been dealing with some stuff.
Oh, what's the line?
So...
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have those guys, like, all of a sudden things, And, listen, upsets is such, like, a loose term nowadays. I mean, I didn't think Columbus would beat Tampa Bay a few years back, and they swept them. And that was a historic team, okay? So, I would put my life on Florida not sweeping Boston. That is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think they're going to win game one, though.
But if they were to win the series... While I'd be surprised and, mildly shocked, we're talking about a team in the Florida Panthers who were the Boston Bruins a year ago. They were the President's Trophy winners. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they've got superstars, I don't know, man.
I don't know
nothing
either,
Nothing would
man.
surprise me. It's not like these 8 seeds are like shit teams like the damn NBA where they have no chance, Like the NBA teams who get in, they play the top seed, and they get swept automatically. They can't even win a game. This is not the NBA. So I'm not putting my money on Florida by any means, but if they were to win, man, it would not shock me.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing.
I shouldn't say it wouldn't shock me.
I think that Boston
because it probably would shock me.
I just think they're going to lose the first game because that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Right. I just think it's sometimes when you're really
how's the
good,
home ice advantage in Florida? You think?
Oh God, rocking and rolling. You'll have that one rapper molesting some of those rippers up in the fucking.
Brooks Koepka.
What's that rapper's name? What's that?
Kodiak Black
up there grinding it with all them rippers. He's just grinding it like fucking, yeah, he's going to get you going. It's hard to play in front of that Kodiak Black.
It is. Well, he gets the crowd going, you know.
That's so funny, man.
So
such a loud crowd down there.
But, you know, now they don't have Sam Bennett right now. He's got like a groin injury. People, that guy is a big part of the Florida Panthers too, man. Bigger than people realize. When you talk about Sam Bennett, I love that kid.
Yoink.
I thought he would have been a perfect fit here in St. Louis a few years back, Cam. I remember saying that to some people, and everyone was like disagreeing with me.
Sammy Bennett.
But he plays physical, he plays hard. So I don't know. I mean, Boston's
what about Edmonton?
Probably going to win.
What's Edmonton look like to you?
Here,
Explain to me Edmonton.
I said a few weeks ago that Edmonton would lose to L.A. Now they're going to play each other.
Edmonton.
So I am flip-flopping because
what do you think?
I want Edmonton to play in the Stanley Cup final.
So I kind of do too. Although I kind of do too. Mm-hmm. You want superstars in there, man. Ovi's not there. Sid's not there. You want Connor McDavid to be in the mix. Everybody's watching him. He's freakish. Do you see him on the power play? Do you watch isolate him on the power play? Mm-hmm. He skates nonstop around. Like everybody else is in position.
I know.
And he's the only, and they keep kicking it to him. He kicks it back. Kick it to him, kicks it back. Holds it. It's I've never seen anybody do that.
The only other guy that comes close to it is McKinnon. Because McKinnon will go around the world and do all that.
You're right. And,
you know what I mean?
No, but their scheme is keep going. You keep moving. And everybody's looking at him like, what do I do? And all of a sudden somebody shoots from over here. Right. Where's Connor? Okay, now he's shooting the puck. Yeah. Like, it's crazy, man. He has a puck the whole time. He kicks it back, and you lose him behind the net, and then he creeps back out, and you'll get it for a one-timer. It's really, that kind of shit, man, it's fun to watch. For the greater good of hockey, although it is a Canadian team, like if Connor played for an American team, I guess it'd be probably better for hockey. But I don't know. Edmonton deserves something. They don't deserve anything, but I think that their fan base certainly does. The organization, maybe not. You've had a lot of goddamn picks that you fucked up on, and you got shit on the past decade or two, whatever the case is, because of that. But
they got to the conference final last year.
No doubt.
So that's how you normally get there. You normally build towards it.
That's what I mean. You built towards it. You went through hell. So I think the fan base there, because we're always looking out for them Canadian fan base. We love them. That they deserve to see 97 do his thing for a long time.
It almost feels more natural if they were to get there this year. Because you see that from a lot of teams. Struggle, can't get in the playoffs, get into the playoffs, lose, get bounced early. Then they find a way to crack through. They get to the conference
Number
final.
one team since February.
And then, yeah, I know, man.
Number one.
You know why?
Because, oh, boy.
Because they got that Ekholm.
I know.
They got that defenseman.
Funny how that works. Funny how that works when you get a number one defenseman.
I know.
Funny how that works.
I know.
You can have all the talent you want. I mean, superstars.
Is he a number one defenseman?
Oh, he's a number one there.
Yeah.
He looks like a number one.
Darnell Nurse is maybe the most overrated defenseman. Certainly the most overpaid defenseman in the game.
Yes, he is. And I like him.
He's okay.
I like him. Like, I like him as a player. If he didn't make that kind of money, you'd really like him. Right. He's tough.
I like him at 5.5.
I know.
Maybe 6. I know. Makes a lot of mistakes.
Would you rather have him or Colton Parayko if he was making 8? Because what's he making now? Didn't he sign for 9.5?
Who's that? Yeah, Nurse.
9.5?
Would I rather have him or Colton Parayko? At what price point?
I said 8.
Well, Parayko's making 6.5.
I know, but I can't say. Would you rather have him? Well, no, I'd rather have Colton Parayko because he's making 6.5.
I don't know. I'm just tough,
asking.
Man. You're asking me a question.
I'm just asking.
In a year where Colton Parayko had a down year.
I know. I'm just asking, baby. We're entertaining
and
we've
seen him in the past play well. So like I want to like believe in the Colton Parayko who's played at a high level. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think?
So I think he can control and neutralize a game at a higher level than Darnell Nurse. He's shown that in the past, but they got to find a partner for Colton Parayko, man.
Is little Doobie up in Toronto gonna call down to Sheldon Keefe and tell him how to work the power play and stuff? You think little Doobie's going to tell?
What do you think? Say, Sheldon?
Hi, Sheldon, is that you? Hi, it's me. It's little Doobie up here. Can you go ahead and put out this line for? Thank you. Like, is that like fuck
the board?
God, I mean,
I feel like the board when they say the board, which somebody should say.
Little nerds up there.
That must be higher than Dubas. You know what I'm saying?
The board.
That's getting into the MLSE territory.
I like to see the board up there.
You know, people talking about Shanahan and Kyle Dubas like not getting along and power struggle and all that. Listen,
little Doobie.
That's typically the way it happens. Although, listen, the way it's always been presented to me is that like Brendan Shanahan is not around the team nearly as much as people think that he is. He's not all that like he's not doing the day to day. Kyle Dubas is as the manager. The problem is the people that are surrounding Kyle Dubas, he just doesn't have any real hockey people surrounding him, in my opinion.
Really? He doesn't?
Well, a lot of guys, like not like Al McInnes, for example, here in St. Louis, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or like, guys that are, he has Brendan Shanahan, but I don't think Brendan Shanahan, like I said, I don't think he's around as much as people think that he is. So maybe they aren't getting along. Maybe there's a power struggle. Listen, there's a lot of stress right now. There's a lot of pressure.
Damn right there is up
because,
there. Because,
they lose in the first round. There's a chance both of them are gone. Certainly, at the very least, you're likely going to have a head coach that gets fired. And Doobie's probably going to be gone. Doobie.
Doobie.
So, all I say is this, Toronto. This is what I'm worried about, and I don't want to, make too much out of it. But, Toronto hasn't won a playoff series since 2004. They're getting a little excited a little bit early, which is fine, because I do think this is their year. If this isn't their year, it's never going to be their year.
It's over.
Okay?
It's a regroup.
Like, this is...
a retool.
I mean, Tampa Bay looks tired. They look defeated. They look disinterested at times. They've had drama this season. They're not as good as they have been in recent years heading into the playoffs. I think we can all agree with that. I agree with that. So this is their year. But Toronto, if you beat Tampa Bay, like you're the favorite going into the series, just act like you've been in the end zone before. Don't celebrate it like this is a Stanley Cup. For the hockey mecca of the world, I know it's important for you to get out of the first round, but you should get out of the first round. And the fact that you haven't gotten out of the first round since 2004 is so embarrassing that if you do get out of the first round, let's just not plan the parade the day that you guys get out of the first round.
Got a monster.
Okay? Just prepare for the second round, because with your talent and how much money you're paying certain guys, you should at minimum be getting to the third round.
God, yeah, dude.
You should be at minimum not just getting out of the first round, but you got to get to the conference final for this to be successful and for those guys to keep their jobs, in my opinion. So again, I'm pulling for Toronto. In fact, Cam, I think I'm going to a game. I think I'm going to Game 5
up there,
up in Toronto.
That's cool.
Or one of these games coming up. I don't know exactly which game, but I'm going with a buddy to one of the Toronto games. I can't wait to get up there and check out Toronto in the playoffs.
For like a vacation thing? Or?
Yeah, just for like a night or two. A buddy of mine's a diehard Maple Leafs fan. He wants to go there. He wants to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame. He invited me to go. Fly on his jet.
He wants to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame?
He wants to.
Are you like, can we skip that and go party?
Oh, I don't have to go. He would never say you have to go.
Well, you're going with him.
I don't have to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
You hang out by yourself?
No, there's like a whole crew of people going.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So
yeah, we'll go to it.
Yeah.
I got to get my goddamn passport.
You don't have a passport?
Yeah, I have a passport, Andy.
Did it expire?
I've traveled the world. Yeah. It's about to. I got to get it going.
So we were going to Cabo, or no, Vancouver, actually. It was right after the Blues won the Stanley Cup. And the draft was like a week or two later, and I realized my passport was expired, dude. And I left at like 6 o'clock at night, drove to Chicago. The Chicago has one of those passport places where you can get your passport issued in like the same day.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably cost some more money.
Not much more.
All right.
So you got to have all this paperwork. I highly recommend you doing it the day before you even get there. Have it all filled out. Mm-hmm. So you go there. I went there the night before so I could get there right when they opened. So I could be first in line, give them my paperwork, and then you got to come back at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So I spent the day in Chicago. I come back 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and the passport's done, dude.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I got to get my shit done, baby. Yeah. I got to get it done.
So get that shit
I'd be
done.
on that show, Shoresy, up in Canada with John Morassi and all the boys if I...
dude, our boy Jax is back.
But I got vaccinated.
He's back doing, like, reality shows.
Who?
Jax.
Oh, what's his last name?
He doesn't have a last name. His name's Jax.
No, what's his last name?
No, he doesn't have one.
All right.
Some people just go by, Prince.
Listens.
You ever heard of Prince? Yeah. You ever heard of Shaq?
No. No, I never heard of him. Or Charles Barkley. Don't know who he is either.
Some people just don't have, like, last names. Jax doesn't have a last name.
Madonna, Cher.
Jax, we want to be on the
God,
show.
Madonna looks like dog.
Bring us out for an episode.
Madonna looks beat up.
That one dude who's on Vanderpump Rules, one of them is from St. Louis, dude.
Oh, cool.
Tom.
I don't watch any of that. I do like Jax, though.
My wife
He's
watches
cool,
it, dude. It's all come back and whatever. She's got it on, dude.
Yeah.
She likes that shit. What's your take on parents that are, listen, because I don't want to sound like a jerk here. We are very open and welcome to, like, taking kids to practice whenever they need it, dude. There's times when we need it. There's times when other people need it. Sometimes you can't get to the rink and you got to have another dad tie his skates. Like, the people are there for one another. But all I'm saying is there are some parents out there who are never available to take their kid to practice. Don't ever go to practice. Never, ever available. Yet they never, ever miss a game.
Funny how that works.
They're there at every game,
Funny
but they never are available. So it's like we're running around, dude. We got like 3 kids trying, and all of a sudden that text comes like, "Can you pick up and take my kid home from practice?" Every single day.
Put your foot down. Like, you can't do it. You can't make any practices. Actually, I was going to ask you, can you take Ty?
No, this isn't hockey.
Okay, well, whatever. Can you take Chloe to practice? Can you take one of my kids to practice? Can you do that? We're kind of like uneven here.
I like going to practice.
No, I know, but it's like, have him do something for you too. Don't take advantage of me. They did that to my dad, man, back in the day. Fucking parents, dude. My dad would take all the kids, and then we'd take some kids, never even say, hey, the parents never watched. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't see any practice. They just told me, can you take my son? Never gave him any money. He'd sleep in our room. They didn't help pay for anything.
On the road?
On the road, we'd have to give him a cot.
Oh, these parents,
I mean, my dad's
parents,
like,
they wouldn't miss the
my
games,
dad's like,
dude.
what the fuck is this? Although he did it anyway. They didn't say thanks. They didn't even give him any money. Any money. My dad didn't have any money then. He's spending money out the wazoo, and he still did that. When we look back on that, it's like, fucking some parents are just clueless, man. You have your kid playing, high-level AAA sport, and you're not even anywhere, and everybody just takes them.
Well, they signed their kid up to play competitive sports, man. You have to know the commitment, don't you? And
you got to show up at practice once in a while,
in terms of what it takes to get them there. You can't just rely on everybody else.
No, you can't rely on anybody else. Like, that's ridiculous, man. Well, you need to put your foot down and stop having people taking advantage.
I'm wearing my flip-flops today.
Yeah, they look dumb. Flip-flops. Good God.
What's wrong with them?
They're goofy, man. I could push you over right now.
Time of year. What are you going to do?
Push you over right now.
What are you going to do?
Dude, push you over. What are you going to do? That's the question. You got sandals on like a child on a beach.
Well, it's almost that time of year, I need new golf shoes too, Cam.
You need a lot of things.
What are those going to cost me?
Not bad. I like the high top ones, man, to support your ankle.
Golf shoes?
Yes.
You need ankle support?
Kind of.
Really?
Yes. When you're turning your hips, damn right. A little bit. I got to dig in, man. I'm fucking big. I'm a big boy, Andy.
Yeah.
God dang.
I'll probably just use your clubs, actually, if that's
that's
okay.
cool. That's what we do out in St. Albans. We share clubs, like a bunch of Hoosiers.
I don't like my clubs.
Yeah, no shit you don't.
So
They're
I'll
from
probably share
1940.
your clubs.
No, my clubs suck too, man, and they're big.
You see Tarasenko's house is for sale?
Where in Ladue?
Yeah, officially.
Oh, yeah? For how much?
People are like, $6.2 million.
Whoa! 6.2 in St. Louis?
I posted it.
Whoa!
And they're like, that's an invasion of his privacy. I'm like, no, it's public. It's actually,
somebody said that? Like, settle down. Jesus Christ.
It's public and it's vacant.
Yeah, no shit.
And he's in New York.
6.5?
I don't think he's sleeping on the floor here.
Wow. 6.5.
6.2.
All y'all out there.
6.2.
You got a $6 million house in St. Louis, man.
No, it's a sick house. I've been to the house several times, actually.
Should be gigantic.
Because I knew the people that lived there before Tarasenko, who they bought it from. But I will say this. He bought it for 5.7 maybe. Or no, maybe 4.7. I think he bought it for under 5. Yeah, 4.7.
Okay.
They're asking a lot. They're not getting 6.2 for it. I'm just saying.
Okay, well.
Now, he has put some money into it. They put a lot of money into the pool house.
How big's their lot? Is it all house?
No, it's probably a couple acres.
Okay, a couple acres in Ladue. That's fucking nice.
It
better be for $6 million.
You got massive lots in Ladue, dude. A lot of them. Yeah,
I wouldn't want anything. I'd want definitely a big lot if I'm spending that.
A lot of you get houses that are spending that much. I mean, it's probably.
I don't want people seeing me.
It's well over 2 acres, dude. I don't even know.
2 acres is a lot, Andy. Yeah, it's a lot. You got 2 acres in Ladue? Damn right.
It's
just like those Huntley houses, man.
Oh, yeah.
All on
huge lots.
Big lots, dude. Looking at aerial view, it's awesome looking.
Yeah. You get to that part of Ladue, dude, they're all in monster lots.
What part of Ladue are you in? The poor part?
Not that part. Not that part.
Your house looks good.
But we got a good lot.
Yeah, you do. You got a damn good lot. Your neighbors are kind of goofy, but you got a damn good house and a nice lot. 100%. 100%.
His garden is starting to really show up right now, much earlier this time of year. Although the tornado we had the other day probably.
You didn't get hit by a tornado, homie.
It was an EF0
at my house. Strong headwinds, man.
That was an EF0, dude.
There was no tornado.
Did you see my video?
There was nothing tornadic about
then why does
your stupid
every
video.
National Weather Service think that it was?
Because they're stupid then. Because
I mean, they are putting it on. It's like headline news, dude. Top story.
I don't believe it. To be honest with you. I don't
Want
think
me to
anybody
show
believes
you?
you. Show me. Show me right now.
Who's asked for it?
Show me. Show me right now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How many people have asked me?
Show me the weather people that asked you about your stupid ass video that meant nothing.
They commented and asked,
Oh yeah.
Show me.
See, Brody. See. Well, okay. I'm gonna have to take me a minute to find it. You just keep talking here for a second.
It was wind. There was a tree, a leaf that fell. Let's see. Hi, Andy. Did they do anything? How many followers is that they have?
5,000.
Yeah, get out of
Yeah,
here.
but I got to
They
see.
ain't the Weather Channel.
Oh,
That's
one of them. I swear to God, there was like 7 or 8 of them.
I should have filmed something then, because you're like, what am I doing? I should have filmed the Anvil Cloud, man. The mothership.
Cloud. Yeah, you go film that. I filmed.
You filmed
it.
wind, like
I
you're a
filmed
badass. Like I'm out in this thing, like you're Reed Timmer. Like no, you're not. You had a leaf fall in your yard.
Dude, there were trees everywhere. Trees were down. You see the wind is taking the. You can see the 100-mile-per-hour winds.
It wasn't 100. That was not 100-mile-an-hour winds. You wouldn't even be out there if it was.
Dude, it was blowing me
It
away.
was not.
I could not walk out.
It was not 100-mile-an-hour wind. You would have been fucking rocked. 100-mile-an-hour wind would rock you. That
Minimum
was 45,
85.
50-mile-an-hour wind where you were at.
No, there's at
Yes,
least
it was.
85.
No way. There's no way. 100-mile-an-hour wind, you would have had all kinds of shit flying around.
Was that the best birthday present you could have had?
Had a tornado coming through. I just love watching weather form and come through. Do I want people to get hit? No. But I'm interested in weather. It's crazy, especially.
You should have been a weatherman, Cam.
Fuck that, man.
Yeah, you don't even
Driving
have. You
through
don't,
the
this guy doesn't even have a weather radio.
What?
And they were saying, get your weather radio, take it downstairs to the basement.
I always know what's going on.
The problem with being in the basement, we don't have a lot of windows down there, and I like to know what's going
It's
on.
not a problem.
No.
Get away from windows. My God.
I like to know.
Hey, go buy glass when there's a tornado coming. What's wrong with you?
That's what I was doing when I took my award-winning video.
You see some of those videos, man, and these guys wait until the last minute when that tornado's coming.
I
and
had
they
some
just
better
fucking
videos
barely
that I
live.
could have posted, but my wife is like yelling at me to get away from the
Well, no shit.
window the whole time. I'm like, I'm
'Cause she's
taking an
smart.
award-winning video.
You didn't make any money off that. You didn't put it on YouTube. You didn't
Oh,
monetize it. So what the fuck are
put
you
it on
bragging
YouTube,
about?
dude.
What are you bragging about? Because it didn't work on YouTube. It's 2 seconds
You saw,
long.
I got-
YouTube's long
I
form.
got like 200,000 views on that.
No, you didn't.
Check it out.
No, you didn't.
Check it
On
out.
your little Facebook thing? No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Show me. You want to bet on it? You want to bet on it?
Well, it's like 100,000.
No, I bet you didn't. Show me.
85,000.
On
Hang
what?
Hang on. And that's just Twitter. That's not even including. We're at 85.6 right now, but. And that's not even including. Listen to that. You hear that? Listen.
You only got
What do you call that voice?
24,000 there. 80. Yeah, oh, it's on Twitter.
What do you call that voice? What do you call that sound? That's Mother Nature
Satan.
screaming at you, Satan.
A monster. Imagine you were a farmer back in the day and you saw that son of a bitch coming up.
Well, that's
Imagine
why
you're-
you got the farmers.
Imagine
farmers
you're on the
almanac.
Oregon Trail back in the day,
Oh.
trying to survive, and you're dealing with Indians, you're dealing with fucking rattlesnakes, you're dealing with all kinds of shit. You're dealing with guys coming to rob you, other cowboys coming to rob you, and all of a sudden you're cruising through Kansas, just trying to get to Oregon. You're trying to, the mountains are coming, and all of a sudden you see in the distance this black monster, and you're like,
Anvil.
what the fuck are we? What is that? I'm from Eastern Europe. I'm from Germany.
Oh, they have those
I'm
there,
from.
too.
Not really. I'm from all over the place. And I came over here, and now you see this tornado for the first
I
time.
ask
You're
you an
like,
honest
what
question?
the fuck is that?
You're telling me the U.S. is the only country that gets
No,
tornadoes?
it's not the only, but it's way more than
Who
anybody
else
else.
does?
Oh, Southeast Asia.
They do?
Yeah, and sometimes you'll have them spawn in Italy or something like that, but it's very, very, very rare.
I agree with you, though.
But
Cam.
you come to the Midwest back in the day, you never seen something like that, and you come and you're on a trail and you're trying to get somewhere, and you're like, what is going on? Oh, this is nice flat land, and all of a sudden you see that dark cloud form, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I agree with you that, when I'm risking my life standing by glass in a 100-mile-per-hour wind, taking award-winning videos.
Yeah. Too bad.
That one day we may have like a real one that's going to come through here, dude.
Dude, I've been predicting that for a while.
What can we do to prepare?
Go
for
buy
that?
the glass and hang out. That always helps. Go by sharp objects.
Do you know that a 2-year-old kid in Montana was missing and he survived 2 days alone in the wilderness by himself?
Listen, your body can...
What do you think he saw? I wish he had a GoPro on.
I don't think he saw much. I think he was...
could you imagine if he had a GoPro?
Yeah, it wouldn't be much.
What would he see?
He would see probably...
Grizzlies?
No. He would see nothing because he'd be head down, crying, bundled up next to a tree, trying to get away from the wind. And he's probably just sit down like this, and he didn't move, and somebody finally found him. Like, that's tough, man. But listen, your body could really go through and sustain a lot of things if you're put under pressure. I'll give you an example. Back in the 70s, this little girl was flying over the Amazon jungle in a plane with about 22 people on it in the 70s. They're flying into the jungle. The plane explodes 10, 15,000 feet in the air. This little girl is strapped in her seat. The plane breaks apart. She falls 10,000 feet into the jungle, strapped into her seat. She survives. She's got a broken collarbone. Her mom lands next to her, dead. Everybody's dead around her. There's people dead all over the place. She's in the fucking middle of the jungle as a teenager.
When did this happen?
70s.
This is a true story?
Why don't you look things up?
It's a true story?
Yes. So anyway, she wrote a book, movie, all kinds of stuff about it. So she survives, has all these injuries. She crawled out of that motherfucking jungle all by herself for weeks, and she survived, found a village, and now she's like writing books and all this stuff. This little girl survived.
How's she doing, do you know?
She's a multi-millionaire, helping save the planet, stuff like that. Like she's...
I think I've heard of her.
Yes, dude, it was a big deal. In the 70s, plane exploded 10,000 feet in the air, and she survived. A little girl in the Amazon jungle.
Did you ever get lost when you were a kid?
I've had some weird scares, man, with stuff. A couple weird scares. I got trapped underwater at Johnson Shut-ins one time.
Oh, me too.
I jumped off. I was a kid. My dad used to take me down there. My dad used to take me down Johnson Shut. It's the middle of Missouri. It's like the elephant rocks and shit, Andy. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I jumped off a cliff one time when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. The water sucked me underneath. Yeah. Underneath this cliff that came over like the water, and the water was a little bit rapid. I jumped off and I got sucked under the cliff. Oh. And I try to come up and there's nothing. And I'm like holding it like, it's like getting trapped under a boat. And I'm like, and it took me so long. And finally I popped back up downriver. It's a miracle. My dad had to run down there and grab me.
Really? Oh, fuck. You know, I drowned twice.
Almost fucked me up.
I drowned twice.
Oh, yeah?
One time preschool, everybody was out of the pool going back inside, and I decided to jump in the pool. Yeah.
And your stories are fascinating.
And they had to jump in and get me. And the other time was we were actually on a float trip. On a float trip, true story. My canoe like basically snapped in half, got stuck in a heavy rapid around a big tree that was growing inside the river, and it got really growing inside the river. Well, it was stuck in the mud. It was stuck there. So it got stuck around, it wrapped around this tree. I go over, and I'm under, and my shirt that I had on, it was like a tank top. It got caught on a branch underneath the water, and I was stuck, Cam.
I know.
And
how people die.
My boy Ryan had to jump in and literally save me.
No, that's not like I'm not laughing.
I was kicking him.
I know. No, hey, listen. Hey, just so you know.
This is a true story.
I believe you on this because I've done that. That happened to me too. And that's happened to a lot of guys on the Merrimack River get sucked under. Everybody's hanging out, floating down. Where'd Randy go? Where's Randy? Never see him again.
I'm Andy.
I know, but Randy.
I mean, this guy's calling me Randy over here.
The guy gets caught, just like you said. I mean, why do you have a shirt on, by the way? You don't take your shirt off in the water, do you?
It was just...
You don't take your shirt off in the... Andy doesn't take his shirt off in the water, do you?
I don't know. No,
that's funny, man. You're one of those guys who keeps your shirt on in the pool?
It was a tank top.
That's funny.
In the pool? No, I don't do that.
You keep your shirt on in the pool, don't you?
It wasn't like... I wasn't swimming,
That's funny, man.
I was floating.
Hey, I'll tell you this, though.
This guy's calling me Randy over here.
No, I just... Name popped in my head because Randy texted me on my phone, so I popped my head.
Hey, do you know what I'm doing tomorrow?
Hold on 1 second, real quick about drowning. Just remember, if somebody is drowning and you don't have a life jacket on and you want to save that guy or girl, just remember what they're going to do to you.
Brad Treeliving.
Hold on a second.
Fired by the.
Hold on, I'm telling this.
Why do you interrupt me? They mutually agreed to part ways. This is breaking news.
Why you interrupt him?
No surprise, because Daryl Sutter, he should be out, but he's tied with the owner. But
so anyway, thank you. Well, like we could have done that 2 seconds later, but if somebody's drowning and you try to jump and save them, they're going to try to drown you. Just remember that. If somebody's in panic mode drowning and you want to go in there and try to save them, they're going to try to hold you down because they're trying to save themselves. They're going to be like this, help, help, and they're going to hold on to you and they're going to drown you. Oh. So you just got to remember that. When they're in panic mode in the water, Andy, I swear to God, you try to be a hero, they'll dunk you so bad, they'll keep their head up. Let's be careful with that. You got to help people, but on the other hand, they could fucking drown you too because they're in panic mode.
Yeah, you're right about that.
That's all. All right, what Brad Tree Living?
Brad Tree Living, mutually agreed. Whenever they say mutually agreed,
he got fired.
This basically means he got
fired.
It's like Peter Laviolette. We're not bringing you back. Your contract's up. We got a lot of respect for you. You've been in the game for a long time. So let's just say we've mutually agreed to move on. Brad Tree Living, I heard he turned down a contract extension. I think somebody may have reported that. So I apologize for not crediting who it was, even though the Weather Service is all credited me for my award-winning video that I shot.
Yeah.
Daryl Sutter, to me, should be gone. I really believe Brad Tree Living, for what he had to deal with. Now, the mistake he made was not getting out in front of Johnny Gaudreau and getting him signed the summer before.
Yeah.
Should have gotten that done. But you know what? You lose Matthew Tkachuk, and, you know, you get another player with 115 points who had the biggest, most dramatic reduction in points from 1 year to the next in the history of the NHL.
How much?
69 points or something like that. Something crazy. This will be a terrible contract. Although he may have some good years within this 8. Nazem Kadri, there's a reason why nobody wanted him. Panic move. They all just start panicking. Panic. We lost Gaudreau and Tkachuk. We have to sign everybody. Why would you give Mackenzie Weegar a 7-year contract extension or whatever before he ever even played a game for Calgary? He still had a year left on his deal. So I just feel like they rushed to some things. And
are they the biggest disappointment?
I like Weegar.
Are the Calgary Flames the biggest disappointment this year?
Yeah.
More than the Blues?
I don't know if I would say biggest.
More than the Blues?
No, the Blues are a major disappointment, too. I don't know if they are because they lost Gaudreau and Tkachuk. So I didn't know
who's
what
number
to
one?
really expect.
Who's the biggest disappointment? Pittsburgh, the Blues are up there. They had 109 points last year.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, the Blues, Calgary. Who am I missing? Who am I missing?
Are you asking me a question? Or
no, I'm just trying to, you know, people are driving their trucks. They're doing their thing. They want to know.
Those are my people.
We're trying to just entertain. Like, who are the biggest disappointments in the NHL this past year? The Blues, Calgary,
Pittsburgh. Like I said,
Washington. They still pretty good. They didn't figure it out. Now I think Carolina's going to get their ass kicked. They're not playing great hockey. It'll pass.
No, they may
15
lose.
games.
They don't even know who they're starting Ranta.
Ranta, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But it's because they just don't know. I mean, listen, his numbers kind of like fool you. I think he was like 19-3-3 or something like that on the season. But he was like 3-2-1 or 2-3-1, something like that against teams that made the playoffs. He didn't play that many games against teams that made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And his save percentage and goals against those teams, not great. So, you know, you kind of beat up on a lot of bad teams. But, you know, you lose Svechnikov, man. They just look different since that injury.
I like that kid.
And so they're not going in at full strength. You know, Freddie Anderson has had injuries throughout the course of the season, hasn't really been able to get any type of rhythm or get his feet underneath him. So I just don't see them winning a first-round matchup. Either. Although, you know, people say it would be an upset if the Islanders are able to knock them off. I mean, Sorokin may be the best goaltender going. Who knows?
They could shut you
down.
And
they've got good players.
They could shut you down.
They're getting what's-his-name back. Barzal. Yep. So
the Islanders could scare you.
And they've been to the Final Four
the Islanders could
in
scare
recent
you.
Years.
They could play disciplined hockey and just be, fuck you, I'm stopping everything. Yeah. We're going to play boring, and we're going to create offense whenever you fuck up.
So the Carolina team entering the playoffs is not the Carolina team that we saw throughout the course of the season.
No, I think they're going to get knocked off by the Islanders.
You know, I know that people would consider this a major upset. I don't even look at it as a major upset.
No, it's not a major upset. Not now. And I root for the Islanders fans, too. Mm-hmm. They're rowdy.
I think Columbus is a major disappointment, too.
Really?
Now, I didn't know if they were going to make the playoffs, but you go out and sign Johnny Gaudreau. Columbus is just a goofy. situation. I never know what to make out of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I know.
We get people who are from there, who played there. They all love it there. Everybody loves it there.
Yeah, it's a good city.
But at some point, let's get this thing going.
Yeah,
they fired their
agree.
coach. You wonder if there's going to be more changes coming in Columbus. I have no idea what's going to happen there. But
I don't know if I want them getting Connor
Bedard.
Bedard. I don't know if I want Columbus getting Connor Bedard. I just think that he'd just be like...
Well, what are they doing? Why are they winning that game against Chicago in overtime?
I don't know.
Like that.
And hey, Pittsburgh, you lose to Chicago.
Hold on. They couldn't win a game all year long. They couldn't win a damn game, and then they finally win a game that they shouldn't even win if you're Columbus. And they leapfrog Anaheim and Chicago. And they no longer have the number one odds
Just turn the puck
to get
over.
Connor Bedard.
Turn the puck over.
Put it in the other net.
Go the other way and
Put it
score.
in your own net.
No shit.
Johnny
It's
Gaudreau
better for your organization.
gets his 20th goal of the season.
No shit. Just like, Chicago did too. Chicago leapfrogged when they beat Pittsburgh. It's like Chicago fucking lose that game.
Mm-hmm.
But Pittsburgh, you lose to Chicago. They don't even want to fucking win. They're rooting against their own team, and they beat you.
Can I say something,
What the fuck?
When's the last time a team run by Brian Burke actually did anything?
Hextall?
2007.
What a trio that was.
And Hextall.
Jesus. Stupid ass moves.
Oh, my God.
What is going on?
And I like Hextall, but,
man, came
but
on here,
you know,
and Burke, he's
and,
cool.
oh, yeah, they're both cool.
The fuck
But Brian
they
Burke
doing?
should have never left television. And listen, I don't blame Hextall for taking the job and getting the paycheck and all that stuff, but, you know, that's just a hire that you just didn't feel great about, especially after his recent run in Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, too. You know, some people are just not meant to be the main guy. I think Ron Hextall can help an organization. I really do. I think he can go into an organization like he did with L.A. for several years, where he was very effective, very good, helped them, you know, get some players and whatever, and make some wise decisions. He's got some experience.
What do you do in L.A.?
I wouldn't hire him
What do you do in L.A.?
as my GM.
How do you help?
Well, he was part of that group that made a lot of positive. He was very well regarded at the time.
What was his role there?
Like assistant GM or head of player
Okay,
development.
so way down the list. So he's in meetings. So you really think that his expertise really helped?
He
the
was.
case? How do you know?
He was very well thought of.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Like a rising up and coming
Just
future GM.
Just asking.
But those days may be over.
Yeah, it wasn't good for the past couple of years.
But Brian Burke, man, we always hear from him, but then all of a sudden he got really silent.
He's a little silent.
He got quiet
Well,
there in
unless
Pittsburgh.
unless somebody doesn't wear a jersey.
So I don't know. I don't want to say this hurts his credibility on television, because it doesn't. But he speaks with a lot of authority.
Of course.
And he speaks with a lot of like
pizzazz.
I know more
he does.
than you.
Of course.
This is the way it's going to go down. He can be very opinionated on others. And you go back to his time in Toronto. He had some good teams in Vancouver. They never really got over the hump. He wasn't part of that team that went to the final against Boston. Toronto
What about
was
Anaheim?
just a big bite.
Could you have won?
The no tie and all that stuff.
If you were GM in Anaheim with that team, you would have won anyway.
He was more of a character, right?
Yeah.
More of a character. Then Pittsburgh. And he was like visible at the very beginning, you know, and then all of a sudden the team just started sucking, and he listen, bringing back Letang and Malkin and all that, you just wondered, like, were these the best moves for the organization?
And Letang went through some weird times, man.
I know.
Like, he had some shit going on, heart attack.
At some point, you got to break up the band, though.
Wait, did Letang have a heart attack? Or
he had a stroke.
Stroke. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, a couple of them maybe.
But Crosby was there.
Crosby
was kicking ass, and you still didn't. You didn't beat Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking do or die.
They lost
Chicago.
that Marino, man. He was a good defenseman.
Well,
He's good in Jersey
but
too.
but just like you could have squeaked in and figured it out, but like.
No, I know.
You lose it at Chicago, the stupid fucking Chicago game.
You couldn't beat the Blackhawks.
You couldn't beat them. They don't even know what they're doing. They're just like, oh, we're just going to go fucking play. And then they beat you by like 3 goals. Mm-hmm. Figure it out. The hockey needs Crosby in there.
I know.
And you lose to Chicago, like, fuck.
Hey.
So goofy.
Let me say this. By Pittsburgh losing, it's not going to impact Crosby's legacy. He won 3 Stanley Cups, and obviously, you know, he's the golden boy. But all I'm saying is, it's not a good look.
Somebody said Jay Bouwmeester's going to be a Hall of Famer.
It's not a good look. When you're Sidney Crosby, you're the captain of the team. You're still putting up north of 90 points.
Yeah.
You're still a superstar in the NHL, and you couldn't lead your team past Chicago and get them into the playoffs. that's on you.
Oh, I know.
Whether you like it or not, it's on Mike Sullivan. It's on all those guys. But Crosby is the guy.
Yeah.
And you couldn't beat Chicago. So, yeah, of course you're, going to go down as one of the all-time greats. But it's a pretty ugly look,
It's
man.
a smack in the face a little bit.
It is.
It's not a basketball team, man. It's not all on him, but it is. Like, he's a leader.
Amen.
He's a face. I know how it works. He's a face. I get all that. Step up and figure it out to beat that fucking
Who are you
team.
going to put it on? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, the team.
I got you. But Sidney Crosby.
I know he is. That's why I just said that.
Put him on your back.
Yeah, no shit. Figure it out. No, seriously, figure it out against that fucking team. The fans are cheering for you to score.
Matthew Tkachuk pretty much put his team on his back.
Andy, you're right. You're right. He did.
Along with that goaltender.
And that's why I think they're just going to win the first game. I really do tonight. And again, this is coming out tomorrow, so tell me to go fuck myself. I don't give a shit.
I think it goes 6.
Yeah, all right. Okay. I'm excited about watching, man. I truly am. You know what I mean?
I want to see Matthew Tkachuk go toe-to-toe with Marchand, man.
Go him. Get him. Fucking catch him.
Catch him.
Catch him. Catch him. He's going to have his head down. Just catch him, dude. Find a way where he's not looking and he's just like getting a little comfortable and he dishes a puck and then get him.
Remember Matthew took some heat last year against Calgary. Didn't have a great playoff, but then in a meaningful game he had a hat trick in the playoffs last year. And so he came up large when it mattered. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a different story for him this year in the playoffs. This guy's going to have a good playoffs.
I agree with you on that. I do. It's funny when Walt called out in Carlos' show.
Oh my God, it got them in the playoffs.
It got him going, man. And Walt's like, "Fuck." Well, it worked. But yeah, no, I'm excited about it. What was Brady? Did I see Brady do something? What was he doing there?
I don't know.
What was
if
he
that
yelling about?
About winning the Stanley Cup. Was that an old video?
Well, he's just drunk and like partying.
I don't know.
I love him, dude. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he's cool as shit. Don't matter.
So tomorrow, dude, I got to go have my vasectomy consultation.
Oh, you're getting snipped?
Yeah.
Good, man. You don't need more kids.
What do you mean good?
You don't need more kids.
Yeah, I'm not happy about
busy
this
enough.
Thing. I'm not looking forward to this.
You have another kid that directly affects me.
I'm a little nervous about the vasectomy. Do you have any idea what I
don't know,
I can expect here in the consultation?
My sperm doesn't work.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. Kate's not getting pregnant. You think I'm using a condom?
I don't know. Or maybe you're not. Are you not intimate with her?
Beating that up? Are you kidding?
And people who've been trying to get pregnant who can't, I do feel for those people.
I know.
It's a big time struggle.
It costs money.
There's a lot of people who are going through that. Yep. I'm thinking about all y'all, man, because I understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never been through that. I never had to deal with it. My wife gets pregnant actually too easy.
Well, you didn't even bang her and she got pregnant with Ty.
Isn't that amazing? Just snap my fingers.
Funny how that works.
Just snap my fingers.
Honey, you're pregnant again? We didn't have sex. That's how good I am.
But I'm getting the vasectomy.
Yeah, get one.
I'm a little nervous about it.
You'll be all right.
She's like making the appointment for me, dude. She didn't even like.
Well, she wants you to bang her and not get pregnant. That's a good thing. It means you're having healthy sex.
Mm-hmm.
Get it done. You don't need another kid.
No, I don't.
Fucking slow me down. I'm like, what time we going? I gotta go to practice again. Or no, the other kid I have. I got 4 now, Cam. What time you want to meet? Let's do it at midnight. Oh, okay. No, I don't have another kid, please. I love all 3 of your kids. Another one I might not like because it will annoy me because I will have to be. What time, Andy? Oh, well, I got to.
Listen, once you start getting greedy and trying to have more and more kids, that's when
you're gonna have 6.
Well,
or
I'll have twins or something.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
My daughter had a soccer tournament this past weekend, though.
She got a solo video.
Yeah, that was the PK.
Yeah, I saw it. Only kick.
We should have won the damn thing. You
didn't win?
We lost in PKs. It was her first 11v11 tournament because they play like on the big field. Next year they start playing full-time 11v11, so they played in a tournament against kids a year older who have been playing 11v11 for the full year. Yeah, man, it's completely different.
Well, wake-up call. Good. More competitive. Get more competitive.
Who's in your Stanley Cup final?
Oh, I'm going to surprise yo.
Of course you are. Remember you gave your stupid-ass answers last year during the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm going to do another stupid-ass answer.
You're like, because if it makes it
because I don't know shit, and I don't act like I do, like everybody else does. I don't know. I have no idea.
Who do you want to be in there?
I want the Rangers, and I want goddamn Vegas. Let's go. Toe-to-toe. Fight to the death.
Rangers in Vegas.
Yes. How
really?
Cool would that be? Las Vegas and New York? Hell yeah. For hockey, that'd be great.
I want Edmonton and Toronto.
Okay, that'd be cool too.
As much as it might kill me to deal with all the objective media.
Oh, yeah.
Who are not pulling for Toronto.
Yeah.
Who aren't Toronto diehards.
Yeah, man.
It would be different. And I like this Mitch Marner, man.
Mitchie?
It's a shame that he finished with 99 points. Hey, but you know what happens? If Toronto loses, man, Doobie is probably looking for work.
Little Doobie?
Sheldon is probably being notified by the board that he is no longer coming back.
Yep.
And who knows what happens with Austin Matthews? This could be his last crack at the can.
Going to L.A.?
Wherever.
Sign in L.A.? Yank.
I'd take that, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Are you doing your playoff pool?
No.
Like Carlo's like stressing it out. It's like serious. Like he's like,
okay, here's the deal. I need him in right now. We got to get this through.
Like they're drafting like real, like it's the NHL draft.
I love Carlos so much. So fucking
yeah, guys, with the third pick,
here's the deal.
Taking from the Toronto Maple Leafs, Mitch Marner.
Yeah, you got Mitchie. Yeah, no, I just want to watch, man. I got no coin on the game. I don't give a fuck.
You're not putting money on it?
No, I don't gamble. I don't. I got enough shit.
Another text asking for my video.
Don't care. No one gives a fuck. They don't. It was wind. It wasn't even a tornado.
You see the furniture moving?
Oh, it was badass. It's crazy. It'd be cool if you still have furniture in your back deck. It wasn't a storm, so you know.
It's amazing how I survived that. Just getting that close to the glass.
I was praying for you, man, because I'm like, damn.
Somebody tripped my backyard.
What are we going to do about the podcast?
They said it looked like a hospital or something because there's no tree. They told me to plant some shrubs back
That's
there.
what I told you. Mm-hmm. Put something back there,
I don't want to waste the greenery. My kids play back there.
No, get a nice, dude, you could get a cool
I'll
little
have to get
tree.
A landscaper.
Just a cool couple trees and plant them in a good spot.
I had a landscaper come over a couple times for something I wanted to do. It was like, the pricing was very, very high. Like 35, 40 grand for something.
Why don't you do it yourself, Andy?
For some stuff.
How much?
Like 50 grand, dude.
Oh, what the hell you want to do back there?
Like fire pits and shit. Fireplace.
Oh, Andy, with all that concrete stone.
I want that.
It's fun, man. Having a nice, I know.
And now that I'm a Traeger ambassador for my Traeger videos, which are probably going for about 200,000 hits.
Yeah, $1 billion, I thought. It's like Taylor Swift.
I'm thinking about starting a barbecue channel.
Doing? I want to watch Andy.
I was watching a guy making a steak sandwich yesterday, Cam. But it's so bad for you. This guy put a steak sandwich with this mayonnaise aioli with bacon and loaded it up with cheese and then fried onions.
Damn right there, baby.
That's what you call that, the heart attack?
No, man, a heart attack's probably like 15 cheeseburgers. There's a lot of things that aren't good for you.
Do you think eating a lot of meat like that is healthy or no?
Nothing a lot is healthy in anything you do, Andy. Nothing. So no, you have to balance stuff.
What's the healthiest meat?
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head, man. I don't know. Maybe bison's probably pretty.
Answer the question.
Healthy? I don't know. I don't know. I eat what I eat, man. I love steak. I love chicken. I love fucking pork. I love, what's that, liver? Liver's probably pretty damn good.
Is that meat?
It's not very tasty, but I'll eat it.
Who eats that?
Liver?
I used to give it to my cats back in the day.
Liver's not. It's not that good. A little salty.
I hate cats, by the way. I hate to say that. Cats are a waste.
Don't even fuck with
anybody who has a cat. I don't mean to offend anybody, but what do?
That I'll explain to you.
What does the cat do?
That little precious kitten of mine.
Is it gonna scare off a burglar?
No, but she is up every morning with me. She sits right next to me. She cuddles with me everywhere I go. She follows me everywhere I go. Anytime I came home and I was so down and out and fucked up on fucking drugs, that little precious kitten was right there making me happy. Nothing else could have made me happy but that little kitty when I was down and out, man. And she's still kicking around 16, my little boo-boo. I love her so damn much. Don't you ever.
My eyes are itching.
Don't ever chirp her again.
She's making my eyes itch.
She's precious, man. And she's getting old. She puked on my clothes last night.
Really?
Yeah. She's getting old, man. It makes me sad.
That's
I'm going to be
pretty gross.
fucked up. I'm going to be fucked up.
I want to give a shout out to Luke Hughes. That's a hell of a first goal that he scored.
Yeah, that was a nice one, man. Good for him. I'm rooting for the Devils. Oh, yeah.
I like the Devils.
Man,
dude.
I shouldn't have said the Rangers.
You said the Rangers? Oh, my God. They're going to beat the Devils? I think the Devils are going to win that series.
What am I thinking?
Yeah, I got the Devils winning that series in 6, maybe 7.
I do too.
So, no. You said Rangers.
I know.
Hey, Devils fans, I'm taking the Devils.
Oh, they're going to be so mad at me.
6, maybe 7. Did you see what they had? Like a punk concert going on at the game.
Punk? That was metal, boy. You couldn't handle that. I loved it.
You getting in that mosh pit, dude?
Hell no. I don't do mosh pits.
That was that was kind of a weak mosh pit.
Yeah, but it's at a Prudential Center. But I love going to heavy metal concerts. But they had a
them
metal
there?
band.
They normally do that?
No, I don't think so. I've never seen that before. I saw them like, hell yeah, it's pretty cool. Probably scared children and women and stuff. But I liked it, man. It's pretty cool.
I don't think you can say that.
Scaring women and children?
Shouldn't say that. Man.
It's like if somebody invades us, that's where you're going to hang out with, the women and children.
Do you know that
you're not going to defend the country?
Anheuser-Busch has lost $5 billion in sales?
Dude,
what did I tell you?
But here's the...
I said it
what do you tell me?
Last week I told you.
You don't think I'm up to date on what's going on with this kind of shit?
You weren't.
You don't know shit.
You didn't know anything.
What are you talking about?
I told you they had dropped like 80% sales or something like that.
Listen, dude. Listen to me.
$5 billion.
Here's the thing. I know a lot of guys that are reps for Bud Light, and they're like, dude, I'm in a jam. Mm-hmm. They are not buying.
I told you that. You're like reciting my lines from last week.
So anyway, I got these guys that literally sell for Bud Light. Like, they're the reps, and they're like, dude, man, no one's buying it, and it directly affects us.
I told you.
It's bad. Well, don't be stupid.
I told you.
Don't have a stupid marketing campaign. That's stupid.
What?
And then that dumb broad comes out and goes, well, we don't want to, we're sick of catering to the frat boys, okay? Well, they're like, what? That's who buys your fucking beer.
They came out, made an apology.
That's who buys your beer. And then you see their commercial they had the other day for Budweiser? It was pretty kick-ass, American through and through. Everybody's having fun, American flags in the background. They're just like they used to do that, the marketing campaigns that actually, work. Mm-hmm. You cater to those people. Yeah, you had black guys, you had white guys, you had Mexican guys, you had this, but everybody's having a good time. The American flag was flying in the background. It was just like more, yeah, that's normal. Mm-hmm. So you put your foot in your mouth, you try to be woke. It backfired on you. Go fuck yourself at this point. But I do feel bad for people that had nothing to do with that stupid fuck decision that are they're trying to sell Bud Light and they're like, I'm losing money.
The store owners, dude.
Big time.
Remember he was like, I gotta put food on the table for my family.
Quit trying to one up like like you're acting like you told me like I don't know
this. Show, and Cam's trying to steal my entire the entire direction I went in last week.
If it's not hockey, you don't have an original thought for yourself.
You disagreed with me last week.
If it's not hockey related, Andy has no original thought for himself. That is not true. He has none. You don't.
Oh, my vasectomy is hurting already just thinking about it, Cam.
That's all good, man.
They put the needles in there.
Oh, fuck that.
I know, exactly.
I'd rather have bad sperm than have to deal with that shit.
Me too. Hey, before we get to Marty Turco, the all-time leader in games played and wins, and probably a lot of other statistics for the Dallas Stars. Yeah. Great puck handler.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you try to forecheck on Marty Turco.
Okay.
Look you off.
I'll run him over like Carey Price.
Dude, it's your birthday. I put a nice picture up of you and Ty.
You didn't even say happy birthday to me. You didn't say
had a
anything.
Song.
I have people texting me from fucking England and all over the world, and my fucking number one guy who I hang out with more than anybody doesn't say happy birthday. Does not say happy birthday.
Cam, so we're talking that morning.
Doesn't say happy birthday.
And then all of a sudden I see people putting on social media happy. You didn't even tell me.
Why would I tell you?
How would I know?
Figure it out.
So then this is like early in the morning. Then I said to you, happy birthday. After you told me, I'm like, is it your birthday? You give me like a middle finger. This is like way early in the day too.
Figure it out.
We hadn't even gotten into the day. I hadn't read anything online. And I said, happy birthday. So don't say didn't say happy birthday. No one ever says happy birthday to me.
You're the last one. It's all good. You're the last one.
It was early in the morning, dude.
You're the last one. People from China said happy birthday to me before you. China.
What are they up to?
Not good. Well, they're probably going to take over the world, but
I put a
the
picture,
people are starting.
But I had the happy birthday song on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like happy birthday to you. Mm-hmm. Like not the traditional one.
Oh, no. And he puts
I put a picture up saying happy birthday.
No, but the picture looked creepy.
And Cam's like, he doesn't like the picture now.
Well, it's like me hugging Ty, like, Ty's like, what's going on? It just looked kind of goofy. Although it looks
because he just kicked you in the balls right before that.
Oh, that's right. Oh God. Hey, he's lucky, man. You know, like, did you discipline him for that?
Well, no, it's fine that he did.
You can't punch people in their fucking wieners, dude. That's like, you can't punch grown men.
Hey, in
their wee-wees?
Did you get any feedback about teaching kids the F-bomb or anything like that, or just?
Yeah, I was talking about on the radio too. Everybody actually chirped you for it because he's not supposed to listen to this thing.
No,
like kids aren't supposed to listen to us.
When you call when he's in the car, dude.
No, you call me.
No. When you're calling,
well, say something. Get it off.
And I'm always like, hey, FYI,
yeah, but
kids in the car.
Yeah, you say it whenever I cuss the first time. You're like, oh, Ty's in here. I'm like, well, tell me. Just tell me.
So don't chirp me about it.
Dude, you don't tell me he's in the car, and all of a sudden I'm like, dude, this fucking... And you're like, what are you doing, Cam? I go, what? Ty's in the car. I'm like, man, tell me. Now he's throwing F-bombs out everywhere, and it's all my fault. You got to help me with that, though. You can't just, like, call me and expect me not to throw a bomb out. When he's in the car, just say, hey, Ty's here. That's all. It's easy.
I'm seeing some clear skies right now, actually. I don't see anything...
Why would you?
That
it's
we
not supposed
should
to storm
be
today.
Concerned of today.
It's not supposed to storm.
I'm talking about.
It's too cold.
I'm talking about the weather.
There's no listen. It's cold enough now to where there's not going to storm. It's only storms whenever the cold and the warm fronts come together, dude. Like you can't. Like there's not going to be a storm. It's fucking 50 degrees outside.
You do not have a meteorology degree to be able to make these.
No shit. I don't need a degree. Did you play pro hockey? Did you play pro hockey? So why are you commenting on NHL? How dare you, actually? How dare you? You're making me uncomfortable. How dare you speak on something you don't know anything about?
Would you like to be a guest weatherman? I could probably make that happen.
Hell yeah. I would do that on 100%. Television? Now, I don't like doing television anymore. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
Why, because you're sweating?
Yeah, because you got to dress up, and, like, people are, like, miserable in TV stations for the most part. Like, I walk in there, everybody's just, like, on their computer, like, I'm like, okay.
You can wear your wooden shoes on there.
And so... I would do the weather, though, with a bunch of those guys, man. Those weather meteorologists, I'd hang out with them, and I would do it. I would do a thing like that for sure. And you're supposed to sweat whenever you're talking about fucking storms coming in. So I don't mind that. But, like, doing TV, I'm just not into it, man. I don't got to look for it or anything like that. You know, I just like doing this. Now, we might get some cameras here soon for all you guys, by the way. We're going to do a lot of different things this summer. We're going to take it to the next level, just so you guys know that. But we might. Do you guys want us on camera? Do you want to see us? Like I'm curious. All you guys out there, because we're pretty fucking funny, and our mannerisms, like when we do things, it's pretty funny. But do you guys care? Do you want us to invest in cameras? Do you want to see us like some of these other podcasts that happen, and you could see them the whole time? I'm just curious to hear with our fans.
I'm thinking about going fishing today. Actually, maybe taking a camera out there.
Take Ty.
I'm just by myself. Just go.
Then no one can listen. Don't go. You're such a dork. Stop doing stuff by yourself. Take Ty fishing. That'd be cool.
He's in school.
Oh, all right. Well then,
I might just go catch a couple.
You don't even have a fishing pole, dude.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
You know how to fish?
Is it got like is it yellow with a little thing on it?
Do you know how to fish?
I mean, not really.
Do you like fishing?
I would get.
Let me teach you how to fish, Cam.
You don't know shit. If I got a cabin, I would love to go out, and so would you. If you got your little place that you want,
and
there's
farm,
yes, and there's a pond on that mug.
There's a fishing pond,
dude. Didn't you go out there in the morning? You
got to bring a lot of stuff with you. Though,
you gotta stock that mug. You have to stock it.
No, I'm just saying you got to have your tackle box. You got to have your
that's
bait.
Easy. Come on. That's nice, dude. Your little tackle box. You bring your cooler. You sit down. You kick your feet up. You put the fucking rod in the water, man. That's cool. Like, I'm not good at it. I'm not good at scaling fish and cooking. Like, I'm not.
You don't have to do all that.
But I would certainly get into fishing.
You put them in the cooler.
I am so much more chill now. When I used to have my boat, I wanted to go 100 miles an hour and be loud and listen to heavy metal. Now, I still kind of want to do that. But I would sit on a little bass boat and sit on a lake and have my fucking thing and just listen to a little bit of music, not too loud, and then just enjoy myself, make some phone calls, have the fucking rod in the water, that kind of stuff. Fuck yeah, I do, man. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'm thinking about going today. You want to come?
No, I don't.
Why?
Because I'm gonna go home and chill today, man. I'm gonna go see my dad. I'm gonna do a couple things.
If I catch one, I'll bring it to you.
Yeah, bring it to me, Andy.
Okay.
Now throw it away.
You would need it?
Where are you going to fish at in Ladue? Andy says I live in the woods. Andy is a fourth of a mile from one of the biggest major highways in St. Louis. You could throw a rock and hit
3/4 of a mile.
You could hear the highway, and he's acting like he lives in the woods. You have a major highway right by your house.
Well,
and you act like
turn on the national news, you'll see my backyard.
I'm just letting you know. And he's an outdoorsman. Lives right next to Highway 40.
I might take up hunting too.
You'd be good at that too.
Like
Are you the bait?
No, let's go chill in the deer stand.
I'm not into that.
No?
Nah.
Why?
Because I like to sit on the water. A deer stand in the middle of the woods, I'm just like sitting up there. It's uncomfortable. Like, what the fuck? You might see something, you might not. At least you're on the water. You could chill. You kick your feet up a little bit.
Dude, you'd love it. You sip
I've done it before, and I didn't like it.
Whiskey.
I don't drink whiskey.
Do whatever else you want to do.
Sip whiskey up there. I could sip whiskey at my house. I don't want to kill a deer. I do want.
Oh,
I don't like killing animals.
Did you see that tiger attack that baby giraffe?
I don't know. Andy.
Did you? No.
There's a billion
right in the neck. Here comes the big mama giraffe, about like 12 feet tall, dude. And it comes like they're not very fast. Those giraffes.
They'll knock you out with their neck, though, boy.
Will it?
Fuck yeah.
It could take on a tiger.
No. But
or a lion?
It'll knock a tiger out with a swinging neck punch. Yes, it would.
No chance.
Yes, it would.
So the baby giraffe, it didn't even look like that much of a baby. It was
stomp on those tigers too.
It was like
lions.
It was a lion.
It was a lion, not a tiger. It was a lion.
But it was a lioness. It was the female lion.
Okay, so it's smaller.
So she comes and like gets this baby giraffe right in the neck.
That's what you do. That's what they're trained. That's what in their blood to do.
Well, it's
go right to the neck.
Easy,
just like a pit bull.
It's an easy target on a giraffe.
But they need to know
because you got a long area of neck.
You fucking get it, dude.
Here comes the mama giraffe going like 2 miles an hour, stomping around, and the lion runs away.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. Try to do it with an elephant.
So if I was going through the jungle, you just put on a big lion costume, dude, or a big giraffe costume.
Yeah, do that. Jackass did that one time. You see that? No. Oh my god. Oh yes. They dress as a donkey.
Oh my god.
Andy, they dressed as a fucking donkey, and they had lions come attack them.
Are you serious?
Yes. Jackass did it.
Did they die?
No. The lions walked. They grabbed the head off the guy.
Oh my god.
The fake head that they're. Two guys are acting like they're I know.
Can you look that up, bro?
Look it up. Look that mug up. Did you know 1,000,000 years ago, crocodiles had long legs? I didn't even know that. Like I thought.
Oh, everyone knows that.
A million years ago,
everyone knew that.
Crocodiles, 25, 30 feet long, had long legs, and they sprinted.
Really?
I know.
Oh my! And what happened to their legs? You think?
Well, they just adapted. They didn't need to have longer legs, and it just how they're generated.
Isn't that amazing?
Because they didn't
evolution.
Yep. They just figured it out.
Did you see that turtle?
That's why they're still around.
Did you see that turtle escape that alligator?
No, Andy. Listen.
Okay, so listen.
I mean, I probably have. Like
okay,
you act like this is like a random thing. Like
the alligator opens up its big wide mouth, picks up the turtle, goes inside, chomps on it, and can't break the shell.
Shell's thick, boy. That's why those turtles last 100
years. And
years.
Basically, it just spits it out, and there's a turtle going slower than that damn giraffe.
Turtles live a long time, brother.
It just got away. I don't even think it had an injury. Isn't that amazing?
Turtles live a long time.
How could the alligator not break the shell, though?
Because the shell's thick as fuck. And alligators have one of the hardest bites recorded.
Really?
What do you think the next one is?
Shark.
Nope. It's up there. What do you think?
I would say...
Land animal.
Hippopotamus.
No.
Because I've seen them.
They kill a lot of people. Hippos do.
Yeah, and they'll take out like a watermelon, dude. No problem at all.
I know. No.
Yeah.
What do you think? Land animal. It's in the
pit bull.
No.
Okay, that's a good guess.
No, it's not. Hyena.
Oh, I was gonna say a hyena.
Hyena.
Dude, those things are crazy.
Hyena.
Now, where do you see those in the desert?
No, you see them in Africa. They're mingling around with the lions. Hyenas are mingling with lions.
Who wins that one?
Tigers mingle in like India. Tigers are scarier than lions, in my opinion.
Really?
Yes. Tigers are more like territorial.
They're more cat-like.
They're more like they're sneaky. Like they're more aggressive. Tigers, yes. I told you there's a
Who
place.
wins the lion and the tiger?
I say a tiger could be bigger. I'd say a tiger.
Have they ever gone at
They're
it?
actually the king of the jungle because they're actually in the jungle.
The lion.
No, the tiger.
No, the lion's in the jungle too.
No, he's not.
Really?
No, the lion's in Africa. In a lower part of Africa. The lion's not in the jungle. The lion's in the fucking, like, the prairie lands, man. Like, yeah, the grasslands in Africa.
I've seen those safaris and
Tigers
stuff.
are in the jungle.
They
Cougars in the jungle.
They go through there, those safaris, and there's lions everywhere.
That's not the jungle. Those safaris are in southern Africa.
It's like a zoo almost.
Now, the lions aren't in the Congo. That's like the jungle area. There's a big war going on there. But, like, tigers are in the jungle in India. India's fucking...
Who you taking in a one-on-one cage match?
Man, probably a tiger, I told
Who
you.
survives?
I think a gator will kill all of them. Suck them in the water, fuck them up.
Get out of here.
A big gator and a big lion? Fuck yeah. You get a 20-foot gator, ain't gonna fuck... You kidding me? I'll wrap you around, break your leg.
Really?
Yes. Now, I have seen tigers and lions grab baby crocs and stuff and grab them by the neck and carry them around. I've seen that before. I've seen mountain lions do that. But if you get a 20-foot alligator and that thing gets a hold of any kind of tiger, man, it's going to spin them around, do the death roll, and drown them and fuck them up.
I'd like to see a lion and a tiger go toe-to-toe and just...
Go on YouTube.
Would they ever cross paths?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you are you a believer in zoos and circuses? Or do you think it's torture?
The zoo, I think, I don't know, because usually they grab animals that their families left them. They'd have no chance to survive in the jungle. Sometimes these animals, their mom would just leave them because they're not the right size, or they are off for a little bit, and they'll just leave them. So those are the usually I guess, are the ones that go to the zoo and they chill and they eat and they do their thing. Now the circus, it's a different animal. So now those things are getting a little bit more tortured. They're not just chilling all day. They're like working all fucking day. They're traveling all the time in those shitty ass cages on trains or whatever it is when they go from city to city. It's a different animal. It's a different thing. Like I don't like that. A circus, whatever, Barnum and Bailey's, whatever the fuck it is. But those animals don't have it as nice as the animals in the zoo, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think the circus animals are treated like shit.
Treated like shit.
It is pure torture.
I know.
And so I kind of boycott the circus, Cam.
Fuck the circus. Bunch of clowns everywhere.
Well, and those things, they snap, they react very violently, and they will attack that entire audience, dude, if they're having a bad day.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, that's true.
Well, no shit.
Okay.
Wild animals.
And the zoo, man, I've seen those things escape too, man. So I'd be very cautious, no matter where you're headed. So,
good advice,
Marty Turco.
Yeah,
he's got cat-like reflexes. Marty Turco transcended the game, dude.
Yeah, he did.
You know, that's the sign of a great player. When you can take the game, when you can be like the first one to do something, where it becomes routine for most goaltenders now.
Switching your hand over.
Yeah, dude. Like, nobody played the puck like him. I guess Marty was around. And, Hextall was a guy who was great at playing the puck back in the day.
Marty said he's the best at it.
He did.
He said he's the best.
I think he was, man. I mean, you disagree?
I got to watch every highlight.
I want you to go watch some video.
Marty Brodeur would.
Marty was unbelievable.
Marty Brodeur would make a breakout pass and a save at the same time. He would make a right pad save and sauce it up to the winger to get out of the zone.
Marty Turco should have won the Vezina back in 2002, 2003.
Well, he told us.
Mm-hmm.
Should have won it. Oh, he said it.
Well, because I asked him.
I know.
I think he was kind of half joking, but like being serious.
I think he was serious, huh? I think he was pretty serious.
Well, he did lead the league in save
That's why he
percentage
said
and
it.
goals against average, and he missed a few weeks because of injury, but he had an unbelievable season. I used to love watching Marty Turco play because he always had like kind of bold pads too.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Boston, he only played for a few games in Boston. Go back and look at his bright yellow pads in Boston.
Oh yeah.
I think he wore the red pads in Chicago and the gold pads in Dallas, if you remember.
That's awesome. That's why you liked him, because his pads.
Kind of. Wouldn't you wear like loud pads if you were a goaltender?
Yeah, I would. I'd be loud as shit. I'd have a badass helmet. I wouldn't look like Tim Thomas. I'd look like the complete opposite. I'd have like a new age cool
like the brown,
bucket and
the
shit.
brown pads.
Well, it's like Tim Thomas had this shitty ass helmet, like this all white pad. Arturs Urbe, remember him?
Manny Legacy, by the way.
Legacy had the shittiest pads. Oh yeah, he got fired. Yeah, I know.
By Columbus.
I feel bad for Manny.
He's been through an awful lot.
He's been through a lot. Yep.
We'll talk to him. Man.
Yeah, absolutely. I like Manny. He was nice to me, man. Totally nice. Shitty pads, nice.
But I thank Marty Turco for coming on. I think he intimidated you.
No.
Did he? Like
Marty Turco intimidated?
Was he a hard interview for you?
I just didn't know enough about him to ask good questions.
Have you not been doing your research?
No, I do my research. I just don't call 50,000 people like you do beforehand. I just do my own stuff, and I just kind of see where you go with it, and I chime in. Depends on who it is, Andy. I don't know enough about Marty, although I did play against him. But it depends on who we're talking to. Like if it's an owner of a team, like I got to let you roll with it. If it's Marty and I don't know enough about him, I got to let you roll. Then I ask questions afterwards. I just didn't have enough going to ask him a decent question. It's all good. You know?
I think you probably asked a couple decent ones.
That's all. I try. We just want to entertain all you guys, man.
He just got back from the Masters. He was cruising with 99 and watching Dustin Johnson on the practice rounds. I think if you're going to go to the Masters, that's when you want to go. You want to go to the practice rounds, not to the actual tournament.
Okay.
Because then you can follow guys and stuff like that.
You can't do that during a tournament?
I think it's hard to do that.
That's how people follow.
It's like packed. That's like packed and stuff.
Yeah, but you're watching the fucking tournament. You're going to go, it's like, let's go to, Andy's like, hey, we're going to go watch the Blues. Like, oh, cool, what game? No, we're watching practice. Oh, okay. Big difference.
Well, that would be a difference. I think
it's the same thing.
Practice rounds at the Masters, though, is a different animal.
I
versus like going to watch like a random afternoon
you're trying to still make
hockey practice.
You're trying to make the tourney. I get you.
No.
Watching golf.
They're already in the tourney.
Don't you have to make it? Don't you have to have...
Not in practice. You're already in the tourney.
You still got to play to make it to this... I don't know.
That's to make the cut.
Yeah, you still got to play to make the cut. Yeah.
So those are the first two rounds.
Yeah.
The practice rounds are when you get there and you start like practicing.
Okay, well that's even worse.
But then you get see Tiger and all those guys.
You can see him anyway. Like, what are you talking about?
It's a little harder, I think.
Why?
A lot of people that I know, like the big dogs, man, they'll go there for the practice rounds and then leave and head home.
Yeah, I get that, man.
So,
me watching guys play golf live, I'm just not totally into it. You know, I like playing it myself. Watching other, I like to appreciate how good they are. Don't get me wrong, but to hang out with a bunch of dudes watching golf, I'm just not into it.
The Phoenix Open.
I see it all day in my
I'm going to take you to the Phoenix Open.
Okay. That'd be fun.
Would you like to go?
Not really. Not really.
You don't want to go?
I'd rather go to the beach, dude. Party. Get out of here. Go watch a bunch of swinging dicks play golf. Like, I see it every day in my fucking backyard, man. Like, I'm not into it.
You'll probably see me back there later on today or tomorrow.
It, dude. Yeah, good luck. But I'm just not into that.
I might go shoot around, Kim.
Yeah, we might do it today. It's windy, though, man.
Not today.
A little windy and cold.
Did you know the Cam Strick podcast is brought to you by Hair Club, Cam?
Yeah, I'm right.
They've got that pill.
I know.
Yeah, hairclub.com, 800-279-7878. 800-279-7878, baby. Get the pill, but more importantly, get that consultation to see if the pill is something you even need.
Yeah, or you might you want to do a payment plan and get surgery done. Like, there's a ton of different options. Just get your ass in there. Walk in. They're lovely people. They'll just tell you what's going on, and just go from there. That's it. It's easy.
I've seen videos.
Get your ass in there.
Where they put like glue on your forehead and then put hair. It's not Hair Club, dude.
Well, then what are you talking about? Why turn people off by saying
They put glue on your forehead and then they put hair on there and then like your hair. It's like a fake hair. Have you seen that?
No.
I'd rather just go to Hair Club personally. Go to a professional and have them find something that works for you because there is a solution for everybody.
Everywhere, man. No doubt.
I'll send you some of those videos.
Yeah,
dude.
Thanks, dude. And send me some more like animal fighting videos because I can't go on YouTube and just press it in.
Well, they make me nervous. Those make me nervous, man. When I watch some of those animals fight, I don't like seeing animals like. I don't like seeing humans fight each other either. Really.
Fuck, man. Twitter's got that. I can't.
Oh, you can't get away from it.
Crazy.
Heads slamming on the concrete.
Psychopaths everywhere, man. It's nuts.
You ever worry? A lot of those are from other countries.
Not really.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're from Chicago. It might look like you're in fucking Syria, but that's Chicago.
Some of them are from other countries.
Yeah, some of them
If you were to encourage somebody to go to Hair Club, what would you tell them?
Then set up an appointment and go get your consultation, and they'll explain exactly what's going on with you. Just walk in there. No one's like, oh, look, he's going to. No one gives a shit. Come in and they'll help you. Everybody that even works there understands. They probably all have the same shit going on. That's why they're in the business. They get it. Get in there. I'm telling you. Walking through the door is the hardest part.
What do you see when you walk in?
People. I mean, God, your questions are so. Come on. You walk in, there's a desk. Everybody's like, hey, what's going on? Here, we'll walk down there. And then they take you down and they'll put this thing over
they make it very easy for
Easy
you.
as hell, man. I love getting a
How
consultation.
many times do you have to go back in for like a procedure? Just once or twice?
I don't know, maybe just once.
Really?
Yeah.
That simple?
Yeah, totally.
And like they're super gentle in reality. They're very gentle, very nice.
Like, I'll have my surgery on a Friday. I'll be, I mean, I could work the
When
next
is yours?
day. May 5th.
Do you need me to take you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Can we videotape it?
No, they already are. I don't need you videotaping.
Wait.
Jesus Christ.
They're videotaping because
No, they're not going to videotape the whole thing. They're just going to do a couple pictures for their
social media.
Social media. So
I'd like to videotape it if you don't mind.
I don't give a fuck.
Can you wear a GoPro for that?
Yeah, for you, Andy, I'll do that.
Because I think we could use that as content.
Yeah, I know you could.
Take advantage of it, Cam. Hey, listen,
I am.
I'm glad that you're getting in there. So what are you doing, though? What do you haven't done?
Just the bald spot in the back of my head.
The back one?
I've told you 50,000 times already, Andy.
So you're not going to do the front again? You're just doing
No,
the
the
back?
front's pretty good.
Yeah.
They'll sprinkle it all over the place, but they'll get the back bald spot more than anything. You know, and it'll just.
Will they match the color of your hair and everything?
It's my hair.
Oh, yeah, because it's just
Yeah, they're taking out the thick spot. I got a couple thick spots left, and they'll transport the big thick hairs.
Wow.
And they'll put them in the back.
That's pretty incredible.
It's nice, yeah.
That is unbelievable.
They're great.
Well, I'm glad you're doing that, dude. That's amazing. And, of course, you're going to the best, man. And Hair Club.
Of course.
Hans.
The biggest going.
Hans and hairclub.com. Check it out today. 800-279-7878, baby. All right, First Form and firstform.com. Cam, I sent you a video the other day along with First Form Nick of how I've been eating my bars, my peanut butter lover bars.
Yoink.
You see what I do? You microwave the bar, get it nice and like.
I didn't even look at that
video. And then you put the banana over it, dude. Now, you talk about a healthy snack.
That's cool.
What's your favorite snack from First Form?
So these beef sticks I got right here, the easiest thing, 20 grams of protein. I can't eat like huge meals before radio, after radio. Come in here, like I'll be like, ugh, and I can't bring the heat, so I just got to munch on things.
Yeah.
And First Form has this like the easiest shit to munch on.
It's the best,
healthy.
dude.
It's healthy, so it's easy. Even if I'm not hungry, I could eat it.
They've got the probiotic pills too, by the way, which I've been taking, which are they got stuff for your heart.
Yeah, they got it all. And their clothes are awesome, too.
Oh,
I wear
my
First Form
God.
shit everywhere I fucking go.
He wears it on the golf course, people.
Yeah.
This guy's wearing
My dad's
sweatpants
wearing
on the
My
golf
buddies,
course.
I'm doing videos of cruising around side-by-sides. My buddies all got First Form on. I see Sal and the guys like, I see your video, man. You got all your buddies are wearing. Like, fuck yeah, dude. We're with you. We're the same team,
I was thinking about giving some to my neighbor.
Yeah, he'll wear it.
When he's out there doing the garden.
That might hurt their product. Your nerdy ass neighbors. Don't even go to the Creve Coeur Racket Club. Even if hand it out.
Tarasenko's house is $6.2 million. Incredible pool. There's a pole, Cam, that goes from the ceiling to the ground.
Oh yeah, Ripper pole
in the weight room.
Cool.
What would you do with that?
Have a bunch of broads go on there and fucking get down with it.
Swing on it.
If I was single, might as well just go do your thing. I'd have Kate get on that goddamn thing.
Yeah. I think it's good exercise and stuff like that. It's good for your core, actually. Yeah. So
take a First Form protein shake and do pole dancing.
There's a hockey rink in the basement, too.
That's cool. Who cares about his house? What are we talking about that for? Who gives a fuck?
And a stripper pole.
Yeah,
you talk about a house that literally has everything.
Andy, it was probably just a pole that stabilized their basement, and they had to put a little thing around it.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Then he's got a stripper pole.
Yeah. Which is all good, man.
Oh, those Russians, man. I don't know.
Love it.
Wisniewski doesn't.
Wisniewski's blowing up in like Russian publications.
He doesn't give a fuck.
I'm getting messages in Russian.
He's so funny, dude.
I gotta have my boy.
He's like, "It's blowing up."
Transcribe it for me.
But we did post something. I'm surprised it didn't blow up. Surprised it didn't blow up.
I think they were like, okay, we've heard enough.
I know.
Wisniewski clips.
Isn't it weird? No. Isn't it weird? Some things blow up and some things don't. It's so fucking weird. What's what? You know what I mean?
What's what?
Like what do you guys care about? Like it's weird how things
Very weird.
click or they don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll post something and it'll fucking blow. Like,
Just
we
blows right
we
up.
didn't even expect that.
Didn't think.
But
it
then
would
something
happen.
we're like, okay, here we go. Let's post it. Nothing. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. Weird how everything goes.
Where we're like, okay, we got to make sure you post this the right way.
I know.
Say the right things.
Sometimes when you overthink it,
And then nobody's like, we don't
everybody's
give
like,
a
okay,
shit.
we're done with it.
Move on. Who's next?
Yeah, who's next? I'm like, okay.
Marty Turco's next. That's who's next. Go to firstforum.com/Cam Strick. Use our link, Cam, and only our link. We appreciate that from all the listeners who use our link. But check it out. Get all the snacks. Get the energy drinks.
Those are damn
which
good.
I would not be able to survive nowadays without those.
You could do those are on the golf course.
You give me 6 of those, I can survive anywhere in this world, Cam.
Yeah.
For 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be fine. Yep. Just drink energy drinks for 3 days straight with no food. You'll be fine. They're damn good energy drinks, and they.
What's your favorite flavor?
That raspberry or that blueberry.
Yeah, blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry.
That's pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good. Damn good.
They got the best everything, and their clothes, like you mentioned, their hoodies, the summer clothes.
Oh, nice, man.
I mean, and they've got the best shaker cups, all that type of stuff. Man.
Yeah, they got everything. Just check it out.
Yeah, weighted vest.
And
I'm getting a weighted vest.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna start walking around with that.
Yeah, be 120 pounds and be good.
What will that do for me? Actually,
your legs will look athletic for once.
Okay. Firstform.com. I am First Form. Can't say that.
I am First Form.
Hashtag I am First Form.
Hashtag I am First Form. Damn right. I am.
Use our link again, firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Cam, my skates are feeling mighty fine right now. Yeah. I'll tell you that right now because I've been doing my own skate sharpening. No longer am I going to the hockey shop to have my skates sharpened by you know who.
Creepo boy. Just creeping out your neighbor.
Oh, my God.
Your neighbor's daughter.
Really?
Just remember who's looking through your window at night.
We had a peeping Tom when I was a kid.
That's probably Seth. Creeping you out from the get-go. Now he's old. He's creeping everybody out. Jeez Louise. Seth, I feel bad for the fucking kid. But he is sharpening your skates. And just be aware of that. He's a goddamn weirdo.
He looked through my mom's
underwear drawer?
bathroom window.
Oh.
And we called the police and everything. I was on crutches, but I was ready to throw down.
Oh, fuck. You would have fucked him up, Andy. Ooh.
I had a broken ankle. It was just her and I that were home. So her description, Cam, was a red jacket and a black beard.
Oh, yeah?
Sure enough, the cops come, whatever. They look around and couldn't find him, Then at like 4 a.m, the front door rings.
Oh, yeah?
And it's my neighbor wearing a red coat with a black beard.
So he creeped you out?
It was him.
Good for you.
Telling us that the garage was open. That's what he rang the doorbell for.
But he was creeping you out before?
No, beforehand, the description was red coat, black beard. There's no one around, so the police searched the area.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anything.
So he wasn't a peeping Tom. Is this your neighbor trying to tell you?
Yeah, I think he was looking through my mom's window. Yes, I do think he was.
Oh, so he was.
But then, for some reason, at 4 a.m, the doorbell rings, and it's this guy in a red coat and a black beard as my neighbor telling me my garage door's open.
No, he's
I'm like, dude,
creeping out.
It was you.
He's sharpening your skates, too. Andy's got the best stories. I mean, what the fuck?
I mean, can you believe that happened?
Yeah, I guess.
I didn't sleep very well for the next couple of days.
Oh. Well, your mom's protected that you were there. That's always a good thing.
Well, I had broken my ankle from football.
Oh, you'd have been fine.
So I was on crutches.
She's in good hands.
Oh man, get that skate sharpener today from Sparks Cam. What's that promo code?
Cam and Strick.
Thank you.
Easy.
So easy. Explain why people should get a Sparks. Just explain.
I just did.
No, like in 10 seconds.
No, man, because you don't trust any of these dipshits doing it.
Thank you.
You're going to wait in line for this kid that hasn't fucking slept in 2 days because he's beating his dick off to who knows what, and he's creeping out the neighbor, and he's eating Cheetos. He's got Cheetos all over himself. He's got Cheetos on his hands. He's putting Cheetos on your goddamn skate.
Hockey background.
No hockey background. Has no idea what the fuck he's doing. And he's sharpening your skates. And your kid's going to fall into the boards at 100 miles an hour.
He's playing video games till 3 in the morning.
I mean, who knows what he's doing?
He's got hot pockets in the basement.
He's creeping. He's a weirdo. And he doesn't know how to sharpen skates.
Yet he's responsible for sharpening.
He's responsible for your kid making a turn, going 100 miles an hour into the boards. Get on with yourself.
Yeah, so don't do that. Get a Sparks and get it today. Sparks.com. SPARX. They got a great Instagram channel. And their Facebook, by the way, they've got like an account for anybody who's looking, who has any questions and stuff like that. It's like a community, the Sparks community, Cam.
Yeah.
You should follow them.
I do.
The Sparks community? Good.
Yeah.
And so you can chime in there and stuff like that. Of course you can.
I do.
Use that promo code Cam Strick and do it today. Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Bellman, Cam. Where they don't have any what?
Swinging decks. None.
What they do have is the best selection of Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. The Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Cam, is on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
You know where they're located?
Troy, Missouri.
Out there in Troy,
Lovely.
man. I love it out there in Troy. I love the Buick, the GMC. Cam's looking at a Buick Enclave, which is nothing wrong with that.
Buicks are nice, man.
They're very nice.
They drive nice. They do. You got options out there.
You do.
And if you want like a big Jeep like I got, take the doors off, cruise around.
Yeah.
They got that too.
Which one do you have?
The High Tide.
High Tide.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that Rubicon.
Okay. Okay.
The High Tide is nice too. Of course, they have it over there with Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com out there in Troy, Missouri. Say hi to Danny Boy.
Danny, what up, man?
And Kenny.
Kenny.
And Dale.
I invited a couple of them on. I saw them on Facebook. You know how people to follow. So I added them on Facebook.
Oh, good for you. Who, Kenny?
Kenny.
And Dale?
And Dale, I think, too.
Awesome.
Yeah, because I already had Dan.
Awesome.
I know.
Cam, that's awesome.
I know.
And they're awesome, too.
Yeah, man. Now I could keep track.
I can't believe the off season is here. Not used to this. Yeah. Normally we'd be getting ready for like 10 o'clock puck drops.
I know. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Staying up till like 5 in the morning to watch the game.
It sucked, man. That was brutal.
Hey, it's 4:30 a.m. The game's about to go in the third.
I know. I got work to do. I got to stay up because
I hope for overtime.
Can't wait for overtime. I want to stay up all night and work the next day.
Charles Barkley was chirping the NBA schedule. And
What'd
Shaq was like, what's wrong with that? It's like, what? I don't think he's very good on TV.
Gotcha.
I think he's like a great spokesman for commercials.
Oh, he monetizes
I think he does an unbelievable job giving back to the community and doing stuff on social media.
I love Shaq.
His podcast and all that.
Yeah.
But on the panel, he's like, what you talking about, Shaq? He's like, what you talking about, Charles?
What do you say?
Charles is like,
what Charles say?
It's a joke that in Denver the game's going to start at 8:30. These people got to go to work and school the next day. Then take your ass home.
Well, no.
And Shaq's like, then take your ass home. You don't have to go to school. If you got to go to school tomorrow, take your ass home. What you talk? Take your old ass to bed. I'm like,
oh no, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Oh yeah, and I'm like,
what's Charles?
Shaq, like, what are you talking about?
Barkley
and Charles like, no, they shouldn't have it that late. People got to go to work and go to school.
Dude.
It's disrespectful. Put the games in the afternoon if you want to stagger them.
No shit. I get that.
And Shaq's like, take your old ass bed.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I like Kenny and I like Charles.
Oh, Shaq's great.
Shaq is great, but he just doesn't really like add as much
does.
to the panel.
I think he does.
Shaq, because you watch the Inside the NBA.
I watch every fucking highlight.
You've never watched that.
I will give you clips and quotes of every funny thing they've done. I've watched highlights of those two going at it for fucking years.
You never won a championship anyway, Chuck.
For fucking four ring. And then they go at it, and then they'll dump something on Charles' head, and then they'll talk about San Antonio women, and they'll do this, and he'll fucking chirp guys.
That's old. That happened years ago.
I still watched it.
You have never watched Inside the NBA in probably 4 years.
I've watched highlights of it.
Highlights. They have a highlight show with just Inside the NBA?
Andy. I don't watch basketball.
Watch WNBA.
You love WNBA. I know you do. It's all good. I just don't watch it.
Well, I think the Phoenix Mercury are going to be difficult.
They're good players.
Well, they got Brittany.
They're making a lot of money.
Brittany's back. Gel sticks, Cam.
Yeah.
Gelsticks.com.
They got good stuff, baby.
The number one training tool you'll find in all of hockey, Cam. What does it do?
Well, it helps you stick handle. Helps you shoot pucks.
Yes.
Helps you be more comfortable on the wall with the puck.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it easier to stick handle, especially if you're a kid. The pucks are pretty heavy, man, when you're a kid.
Yes, they are.
And if you have a heavier stick and you get used to using that heavy stick, once you go out there and you touch that puck, boy, it's like a golf ball.
Yeah.
Even for young kids that aren't strong yet.
Doesn't even matter.
Or girls.
Doesn't matter. That must have been on what it felt like for Marty Turco, you think?
Yeah, man. He'll tell you.
He may have used a gel sticks before he went out there and played. One of the best goalies ever. Marty Turco.
Yeah.
On the Cam Strick podcast. Hairclub.com, baby.
Oh, you're damn right.
Go to our landing page today, hairclub.com/Cam Strick. Regrow, restore, and replace that hair.
Don't wait.
Now to the interview.
Marty. What's up, man?
Holy fucking in stereo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know where you are. I was watching the video of your house there. Like the is it like from like 1938? Is that true? Ooh. Like your house is that old? It's like a historic home.
Fuck, it's 1938, not 1838. Not that historic.
Hey, it looks nice though. I will say that, man. It looks nice. You know.
Well, the original part was only 1,200 square feet. Now it's like 6. So it was added on, but it's a cool lot in a great neighborhood. And if I got unloaded it someday because I don't know what I'm doing and lose money, then I can.
Where's that at? Like near Dallas?
Highland Park.
Yeah, it's actually technically University Park. Our kids go to Highland Park, but right beside SMU, pretty much. Like that's the landmark.
Hey, your kids aren't college age though, right? They're not like. I mean, how old are your kids?
3 of them. We got a junior at Miami of Ohio. She's 21.
Wow. Okay.
Another one's 19, freshman at University of Texas, and then I got a boy. He'll be 15 this summer. So we still got one at home.
There you go. Because
that's cool.
A ton of kids from St. Louis, Marty, they all head out to Texas for college. Like everyone here goes to TCU, SMU, Texas.
They get a Mizzou, Andy.
No, they go there. I'm telling you, they go there too. So like, hey, there's something about Texas. You probably knew nothing about Texas before you went there back in the day, right? I mean, it's an unbelievable place to live, isn't it?
Are you kidding me? Bobby and JR Ewing? I knew everything about Texas. Sue Ellen? Come on. I watched out with my mom back in the day. No, man. I got drafted to the Stars in 1994, okay? And at this point, I'd never been more south than Detroit, Michigan in my life. And I didn't go to the draft, which was in Hartford. I was playing junior B in Southern Ontario. And I was like, Dallas, Texas. And to me, it's the same thing as Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I knew nothing about the place, no expectations other than what most people would think, just cowboys and steers and oil and gas and Bobby and JR and South Fork Ranch, and so the day I landed here in the summer of 98, it was 103 degrees. I couldn't believe people lived here. Just was like, no way they got ice. And it was, I didn't live here for a couple of years. I was playing the minors most of the time, but we've been here full time since 2000, all but the 2 years that I've went away to play for Chicago Red Bulls in Austria and the Bruins. My last couple of years of playing pro hockey. So we love it, man. All the kids are born here. This is home. Still got a little street cred, whatever. I haven't screwed up yet. So we love this place. We love Texas. It is, to your last question, it's a great place to live. And
hell yeah.
And now that the economy, might be the center of most things right now, it's just hot. And we're very fortunate. We got a good hockey team, and probably more hockey fans and more youth hockey players, boys and girls alike, would blow people's minds. So we're kind of we're in a good space right now. We're really happy.
Yeah, and it is hot. It's very hot.
Well, it's Texas, Andy.
Yeah, it's very hot. I've been there. I was there for the draft a few years ago. It was like super. I couldn't believe how hot it was. But hey, you mentioned Austria. They were throwing dead fish at you in Austria, right? I mean, is that what's happening in Austria? They're throwing dead fish on the ice.
Yeah, man. I'm Italian. I'm like, okay, if a horse head comes out, I'm leaving. But I didn't know the symbolism of the dead fish, but I assume it wasn't good. And I looked up to the corner where it came from, and I never looked back there.
Isn't a dead fish like if you're bad in bed or something?
No, I had not heard that.
You didn't hear that, Andy?
No.
Oh.
No.
Hey, let me ask you something real quick. You go down to when you first get to Texas, though, where you're like, God, there's a lot of pickup trucks. everybody's wearing cowboy boots. Like, what was the first thing that you started doing living in Texas? Like, did you buy a pickup truck? Were you wearing jeans? Did you wear a cowboy hat at all, just to blend in?
Well, it's actually not. In Dallas, is not like that. It's a very cosmopolitan town, so didn't see too many boots. Didn't see too many boots. It's definitely a lot of trucks, but in Sault Ste. Marie, growing up, there's a lot of trucks up there. So the trucks didn't really throw me off. I love trucks, and but I've had a custom made cowboy hat. I got probably 9 or 10 pairs of cowboy boots, mostly Lucchese, the best kind. Ooh. And but no, I mean, you'd be surprised. Like my block, like just on where I live alone, there is maybe 2 out of 14 people are actually from Texas. So it's a very transplanty town. Dallas is. Fort Worth would be more kind of what you are thinking, and we love going to Fort Worth. It's it is that's our cow town, and we still have the rodeo. I'll tell you, it's just got a little slower pace and a little more good old boy nature to it, but in a good way. And but even that town's on fire and blowing up. So this whole North Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, Frisco now conglomerate is it's a cool place. And I was with a pro the other day, and he had his jeans on and cowboy boots. Didn't wear a cowboy hat, but they know how to do it down here, and I'm not opposed.
Yeah, right. Cam thinks you're hanging out at the fucking like saloon. You got like 6 shooters on both hips or whatever. Well, like it's like an old school.
Well, if you get out of a little bit out of Dallas, you're gonna see that shit everywhere. Hey, what about Austin's like that too? Like everybody's moving down to Austin, man, and the weather's a little different there too, right?
Very similar. They would be
hot.
They're hot. It's all just hot. The closer you get to the Gulf, the steamier it is. So we're 4 plus 5 hours away from the Gulf of Mexico. So we kind of are not as steamy as most of the Midwest, not as steamy as Houston, or not as dry as El Paso and Amarillo. But we're not. And and then you go towards the Bayou, Louisiana, just east of us. That gets pretty sticky. So I think we'll have our fair share of days that the humidity gets up there, but it's not as bad as most places. And usually the wind's blowing 15 to 20, 25 in the summer from the south. And I'm not saying it's awesome, but it's doable. Yeah. And I'll tell you, growing up in Northern Ontario, I do like to eat a little more than the cold these days.
Oh, yeah. No, listen, we've had so many people on from Dallas. We've had your owner on, who obviously is from BC, but and you're a business partner of his, right? You've invested in these Moxie restaurants or what? Like with Tom Gallardi? Are you guys tight or what?
He's a great owner. I spent a lot of time with the guy. He's taken a golf trip over to Ireland. I'm going again this summer. He's got a great, cool resort in Dublin that he bought, and a new one up in northern Scotland.
Of course he did.
So he's got actually 2 of his boys go to SMU. So Brittany and him have been spending a lot more time here, which is great for us to have the boss around. But he's been good. He's good to me. Enjoy what I do with him, working for Brett Alberts and the group, our CEO. But Tom's good, and I did actually. I invested in 2 of the Moxies, one in Miami, which is killing it. We're doing really, really well, and the one here in the bunch in Dallas do great, but the one I'm in Uptown, right next to where the players stay, usually it does really well. He's got a great brand, and the operators, the franchisee guys that are from Winnipeg, just great dudes. And so we've been happy, and it's great to have him down here and have a good Canadian brand represented.
Yeah, well, he came on here. He called out Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn must have heard because he's had an unbelievable season. He didn't want to pay the goaltender. He didn't want to pay Jason Robertson. But listen, you guys have an unbelievable team down there. And Moxie's, man, it's nice. It's no Turco 35, though, Marty. Let's be honest with you, right? I mean, come on now. This guy's got his own restaurant inside the Dallas Love Hotel, Cam, this guy.
Oh.
That's when you know you're a big-time Marty.
Yeah. Well, I'll correct you. It's not really a restaurant. It's more of a beer garden with bites to it. So there's no full-time kitchen in there, which makes it a little bit easier. And it's right inside Dallas Love Field, our second largest airport here. And it does well. I never thought I'd ego until since I retired until we put up a Turco 35 in right in left field, and 10 million plus people go through there the year. So we get a little love, show some hockey. Obviously for the beer sales, it does well, and showcase Kingsville Brewery, and I'm not mad about it. That's all.
How hands on are you? Like, are you there all the time? And like,
no.
No. I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
You think he's pouring beers?
No, I'm just saying. Why you own the damn thing? Your name's on it. I want to go check out and see if anybody's skimming me or fucking up. You know.
It's a little bit of a beating to get in there if you're not flying out, right? And
yeah, that's true.
So we do some PR, and we got really good operators. They've been in the business for a long time. They have a Dirk Nowitzki in DFW. They're working on like a Simone Biles in Houston, Michael Phelps somewhere. And then actually trying to work on a Dallas Stars with them out of DFW, because we don't have one in either airport. And DFW is huge, right? It's got 5 terminals. Yeah. So these guys are good, man. I'm good fortune to have good business partners on that end, and I haven't never flown out of that airport since it opened, which is crazy. But I also had my hip redone 6 weeks ago, so I've been living on the mend.
Hey, we'd like a Cam and Strick, if you know the people. We just open up our own, man. But like, how does this happen? Does somebody come approach you and they say, hey, we want to put your name on it, or is this something you've been working on? Because I know you've dabbled in, as an entrepreneur, man, you got your hands in a lot of different things.
Yeah. I mean, they know the airport people, right? Like I couldn't just, I'd have to really luck out and say, and they'd have to trust you, right? So these guys have been doing it. So basically, yes, they came to me, and they wanted to have a hockey presence and someone who's local, someone's, being an entrepreneur, and I have a beer. So that means I will show up and be part of it, and not just be a passer on. So, they used my name, image, and likeness, but they're also going to get the full Monty of Marty. So anyway, it's been good. I do have my hands in a bunch of stuff, but that one, trust the experts, and then they got to sell it to Love Field, and they got to sell it to DFW. So they have the relationship, they built it, and like I said earlier, I'm very blessed on this one to be part of it. To be honest,
Belfour's like, well, what about a Belfour whiskey? Why don't we have ours? It's like the Marty the Turco 35, but you you got that Kingsville Brewery though. Like explain that, because that's like a separate concept, right? But you brought the two together. Like, how does that work?
Yeah. One comes with the other, just kind of more organically. And so my cousin Mark Muslin and we started this brewery and concept officially in 2017. Sold our first beer in Ontario in 2018, and finally just a year ago got our brewery up and running. We were getting other people in Ontario to make our beers for us, and COVID was tough, and there's a lot of things you wouldn't do from a business plan if you were to grow it slower, probably a little more fiscally responsible. But we have good partners, really good partners, and so it took a little more bandwidth to get to the point we are, and to make beers in Canada, ship them to Texas. Obviously, that's not ideal either.
Yep.
So just to fast forward it to today, we're raising money with my group. Kingsville USA is gonna kind of start making beers down here this summer. We haven't signed with anybody, but we think we know who our co-packer is going to be, and then we'll take a real good run with a distributor to make hay with his brand and really grow it in the United States. And then the Canadian business, once we just kind of clean things up and do the raise and get them flush, and what we're doing is building our own brand, but we don't have to push it as hard because we have a great opportunity with our technology and our modern brewing capabilities and canning that we'll make beers for other people. We're going to make seltzers, we're making RTDs, we're canning for wineries. So the business itself in Canada can really be profitable sooner than later. And so we're really happy with our direction where we're going, even though I always say our fingernails are short I mean, between COVID, competition, growing pains, and, learning a lot, my cousin and I have fought tooth and nail to get to where we are today, with obviously the support financially of some good people, but they're smart people. If they didn't believe in us and see the pot of gold, the rainbow, they wouldn't do it. And it doesn't mean there's not some uphill battles to climb still, but just to see the chance to start making some money and increasing our year-on-year revenue and to start talking of EBITDA numbers, it'd be nice. So we think we're at that cusp now, and we're really pumped. And the other part is we came to market with 5 beers, which is not ideal in any scenario, but we believe in the 5 beers, and we think we got probably the best 5 starting lineup, to use a hockey term, in all of North America. And more importantly, they're all drinkable beers, stuff that we can sell, low ABV, just Main Street beers, nothing crazy, probably anti-craft, if that's a term. We got a light, a half, a Czech lager, a drinkable IPA, and a stout that's super tasty, not filling, calorically low, believe it or not, and only at 6.7 ABV. So, people look at us, they're like, I can sell all 5 of those in my bar or restaurant, because people are going to order more than 1 and maybe 5. And at the end of the day, that's really what we want. We did that from the beginning. So I think we got the good recipe, but good things take time and a little bit of luck. And we've had both so far. We've had a lot of bloody noses and scraped knees. But that scar tissue is going to serve us well in the future.
Well, you should go down to Nashville, because I think all the bar owners are taking out the AB products, so you could just jump right in and they'll drink your beer.
Yeah.
Well, I'll promise you, not all bar owners are taking it off.
That's a lot. I bet.
But there's a lot. They're in a transition. I will say, it's not the direction, we're going, and not even direction, just more of a philosophical difference. But
I get you.
we just want to sell beers and not tell anybody how we feel. But I will say that their conviction is damning and awesome, and they're committed from what all I read. And to be honest, it's probably, it's less. I just don't think they're, putting all the eggs in one basket. They're just like, hey, it's a beer for everybody, and that part I applaud. And we're the same way. We're just going to talk about us and selling beers at the end of it. And if we gain a little market share out of it, or other people do, that's part of doing business. But man, I'll tell you, their conviction's pretty awesome, and the way the world is going, they have stuck their neck out there, and so be it. That's just
go ahead.
Not who we are. Yeah, it's not who we are.
Yeah,
but
it's all good.
we want to we want to sell beers to everybody as well, and so we'll just stick to just talking about beers and go from there.
Yeah, you know what? There's a brewery here in town actually that I think it's available in 13 different states. They made us our own hard seltzer. It's on the shelves. It has our face on it, man. So you see how hard these guys work and how much goes into it, man. Yep. They've got the spirits now. They've got the seltzers, the year-round beers, seasonal beers, man.
What's your favorite
tasting
beer?
Rooms everywhere. So
what do you drink?
It's a lot of work.
What do you drink, Marty?
Yeah, I drink the red can. It was my last day on this planet. It's our Czech lager, and it is, it comes out a little bit, more amber than you would think of just a 5% crispy lager, only because our malt's roasted, and so that gives it that little coloring to it. But man, it's an amazing, full body, tasty lager, which I grew up drinking lagers, right? Malts and Labatt's, and 4 out of 5 beers in the world sold in North America, as well as our lagers, right? And so that's our beer. It's our Stella, it's our Yingling and banquet beer, and that's what I drink. But our 4% light beer, man, our light A as we call it, it won second place in Canada because we're not going after the 1.9 carbs and 90 calories. This thing's got flavor. It tastes like an awesome beer. It might have 6 carbs and 115 calories, but I mean, you can pound this thing all day and actually enjoy it. And so, listen, I'll stay on the Stairmaster for 5 more minutes if that's the case.
Oh shit, man.
And
a couple more leg presses in there for this old goalie, which I did this morning after 6 weeks of
look at you
hip replacement. pretty pumped, man, to feeling good again. And hockey was tough on the body, but the beer is a young person's game, as you guys know, but I still crush them every now and then.
Goddamn right. Drinking one right now, Marty.
Hey, how was the Masters? Like, weren't you at the Masters this past weekend? What was that experience?
Yeah.
Had you been there before?
Yeah. I'm a little bit of a glutton. I've been there with my business partner 5 times, and this time we went out on a G5, which we usually fly really nicely, and I'm just along for the ride, man. I'm like, hey, what do you need to do? Load luggage, fly the plane,
hang out.
I got to tell stories. Okay, yeah, no problem. I got you. Which I got a lot of those. So yeah, I went to the Masters. Got another great experience. I walked 5 holes with 99 and following his son-in-law and Janet, which was good to see him. Saw Roenick while I was there outside the gates, chatted with him, and so we, Dave Johnson, my guy, his shtick is like, let's go Thursday party, Wednesday party, Thursday night home to watch it on TV by Friday, and we were. And I'll tell you, it's the way to do it. We got lucked out with the weather.
Yeah.
The tournament ended up being great after all that stuff, but the course itself, the topography is unbelievable. The grass looks fake. It's so amazing. And it was good. The first time I ever seen it, I actually played it. And then going back to even to see it as a patron and spectator still blows your mind every time. And see the changes they make to 13T and a few others is great. And so my guy's he wants to sit on 16T for a couple hours. You're 30 yards from the $1.50 egg and egg salad sandwich or pimento and cheese, $3 beers, and the bathroom's 40 yards away. So he strategically picks out the place, and we were there watching Tiger come through on Thursday afternoon. It was the zoo. People are going crazy. So it was a great experience again. And man, if I never go again, that's fine because I got the going style.
Hey, listen, man, talk a little hockey here with you. Like, how did you not get drafted in the OHL, man? I mean, you ended up at Michigan. You become like the all-time career leader, like in NCAA hockey in terms of wins and all that. So how did you get bypassed in the OHL? And did they ever say, oh, shit, we made a mistake? Then they tried to bring you into major junior, like after you were already committed to Michigan. Like, how'd that play out?
Well, Dave Branch doesn't make mistakes.
Just ask him.
Just ask him. It might have been a few over the years, but those are well documented. No, Dave's always been great around him. But I grew up in the Sioux, man. I watched the Greyhounds. I billeted Greyhounds. I wanted to play in the O for the Greyhounds so bad growing up. And, I never once, into my recollection, said, I want to play for the Leafs. I'm going to play in the NHL. Like, no, man, I wanted to play junior. Mm-hmm. And then, I was getting close to it. I was 15, 16. I was just starting to grow. And, kind of writing was on the wall that, after midget, probably hang them up and, go to college, school, and, be a normal person. And, man, I just fortunately had a good coach who challenged me and just started getting strong enough and big enough. And, by my standards anyway. Now I was like, no, I'm 5'7", 5'8". And man, I did this my draft year at 17. It wasn't until the last half of that, my first year midget, that went anywhere. My playoffs had an awesome playoff run, almost beat the eventual champions. And just in the NOHA, so that's not saying much or well scouted. So I don't really blame anybody or deserve it. And use that motivation, and I carried that playoffs into my next year midget. I think I lost 3 games all season. Went to the Air Canada Cup, but now my draft year is already gone. And I went to camp, Gulf Storm camp, for my 48 hours. But as I was pretty much on my way to play Junior B in Cambridge, Ontario, and Mike something was his name, the GM. I still owe him a letter to say thanks because he just shot it to me straight when I'm sure others wouldn't have. And after my 48 hours, it's like, hey, Mr. GM, time's up. I don't lose eligibility. And he's like, well, if I had to make a decision today, there's another 18-year-old kid who was on the team before, penciled in to be the starter, and then they drafted an underage goalie high. And they said, all right, if you had to choose today, if you're making a decision, I want you on the team, and we'll send this young kid. He can use another year seasoning in the Junior B or wherever, or Tier 2, and I was like, So let me ask you a question. Hey, in my case, my dad wasn't there. He was waiting in the car. Didn't have an uncle in hockey. Didn't have a family advisor. It was just me. And fortunately, it was just turned 18 years old, and I was like, just tell me, what am I doing here? Like, in 2 years, I got to beat out Sparky MacArthur and get an NHL contract. And he's like, honestly, pretty much. And I was like, well, thanks for your candor. I'm going to go across the street and get one of those scholarship things.
Oh, shit.
Literally what I said. And then, I was, it's a whole another podcast. I was fortunate to get on to Michigan and, right place, right time. And, had a good year, but just, 1 game, 2 games, the Red came to watch and, standing on my head. And not only got scholarship to Michigan, which changed my life forever, but that's when the Stars drafted me out of Cambridge, Ontario. And I wasn't expecting to get drafted. Had no clue. I know I was on the draft like 9th rated North American goalie or something when the last one came out. I was like, whatever, I was sleeping, hungover when I got drafted. I don't know what most guys were doing, but I wasn't at the draft. Never even thought about it. And wasn't there when they said 124th overall pick from Cambridge Winterhawks. Because at the end of the day, and I still think this, not to belittle the draft or anything, but it's irrelevant. It's more of, might give you someone's eyeballs or a different kind of opportunity, but if you're good enough, you're always going to make it, and they'll find you. That's our jobs. And so I wanted to play in the O. I wasn't ready. Probably could have, but for 2 years, and I got 1 more year junior and 4 more years of college before I turned pro. And I promise you, I needed it mentally and physically. And even after that, I played 2 years in the minors, watched 2 cup runs as a Black Ace, and finally got my crack. And I was 25 years old when I played my first game. And there's nobody prouder, nobody happier, knowing what I've gone through to get to that point. And then to think, man, I made it to the NHL, and I knew what it took. So how I felt about playing in the NHL versus how I thought about wanting to stay in the NHL, I had a really unique perspective on it. And so I worked my butt off to play pro hockey till I was 36, and wouldn't change a thing looking back.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Your first NHL game at 25, and did you really believe you were good enough to get there? Were you thinking, okay, this is not going to work out, or where was your confidence level? Were you a cocky kid? Were you a confident kid, or were you lacking confidence?
Never lacking confidence.
Yeah.
I was a cocky player on the ice, and off the ice. No, I wouldn't say to anybody, "Hey, I belong." I should be playing ahead of that guy, or I need more. It was always like, hey, let my skills do the talking. But on the ice with my teammates or in competition, oh yeah, very, very cocky and trusting myself to get the job done. But then but also had the perspective of when I turned pro, let's just say, for example, I got to camp, right? And there's Ed Belfour, and was on his way. I didn't want a cup yet, but had hardware, and somebody just said Belfour. Roman Turek, nobody could score on this guy. I didn't even move in practice. I thought he had a force field around the net. I was so angry. And then Manny Fernandez, he was the prototypical goalie, in my opinion, of how he moved, the size, the way he looked, the way he wore the equipment. Mike Bales was here, best shootout goalie I've ever seen. Really awesome guy. He's my partner in the minors. I was just like, man, I got to mow these guys down. So, man, I never sat down with anybody, but here's the path. And I was like, all right, well, all I know to do is put my head down and get to work and get motivated. And I've always been like that. And even after I got contracts too, I just wasn't a ungrateful SOB. And we get a contract, and I'd look at my wife, and it's my high school sweetheart, and we'd always say, it's like, hey, we got to earn this, puppy. It might be guaranteed money, but we didn't win the lottery, and more importantly, we won another one.
Mm-hmm.
And just having that thought in my head of Mr. Hicks, our owner then, and Dave Tippett, my coach, and Doug Armstrong believing in me at the time. I carried that weight. And, I carried the weight mentally. I didn't carry the weight, on a daily living where, I didn't have anxiety, and I didn't have it. I had pressure, but I loved that pressure. And because I used that confidence and the cockiness, to give my teammates the edge, and obviously, some good seasons along the way as well, and to, make mistakes and try not to make them again type deal. But as a goalie, right, one foot in front of the other and really throw away your rear view mirror, to me, it was important. And so I cherished every moment of it. I had a blast doing it. There's a few things you change along the ways of, a few outings, a few late nights here and there. But for the most part, man, I left it all on the table, and I couldn't be prouder.
Yeah, and you listen, you had like your own unique brand to how you played, the position.
Smartest goalie in the league, Don Cherry.
I hadn't seen like too many like goalies come out and play the puck and like dangle guys. Like where did that come from? And then how many coaches along the way were like, Marty, stay in the goddamn net. Like stop coming out of the net, like trying to like reprogram you to not be yourself, or the coaches along the way being like, this is just the way he plays. You just got to let him be who he is.
Okay. There's always coaches that say it, and it really wasn't. I mean, I was played the puck a lot in the minors or in college, and I was just getting strong enough. So my skating ability, my ability to get back to the puck and stop it and set it up and move it a little bit, gave the confidence to myself and then to my defensemen and then coaches over time. And I made some brutal errors over time, and some not sure how I came back from. They were so egregious that, but that all came from just being an athlete, being a hockey player, playing every opportunity I had to play out, and then. What the big difference was for me when I got to Dallas, I'd already had my hand flipped over playing the puck. I still played it a little bit forehand to get some leverage over top of guys because as a regular standard goalie playing the puck, but I was the first one to flip the hand over. And once I did that, it gave me so much, he gave my dispersion rate. Like I could pass the puck at different angles standing there just because I was in a more athletic position. Then it gave me a backhand, and then my pucks were flatter. And so every time we gave myself, therefore my team, an advantage by getting the puck to my defenseman a little flatter, a little cleaner, making sure it got through the shin pads, or I can get it on the glass a little bit harder. And now I can go both directions. And most goalies we played, right, were like, hey, they're going their forehand. And all of a sudden I had a no look backhand, or I can get it with my the Turco grip and wing it on the glass hard and flat. That changed the game, and that changed their forecheck. And so we just were ahead of it. And so Dave Tippett, I should say Eddie was moving the puck here efficiently, and they gave him a lot of leeway, and maybe they didn't, but he just took it. And so Hitch would bitch, but then Rick Wilson, who was the D coach,
he was here for a bit.
Yeah, so Willie was great. He would defend the D man and then the goalies, and by the time I got here and just revolutionized it, and I took it to the next level. You got guys like Hatcher, Maverick, Zubov, Sidor, guys who run the cup team are looking at Willie, looking at Hitch, and then ultimately Dave Tippett to like let this kid play the puck.
Oh shit.
My shoulders feel great. I haven't taken a hit in 3 weeks.
Exactly.
And we didn't have analytics back then. Our analytics were, hey, listen, we're spending more time in their zone than our zone. And Marty's on the ice. Something works. And every 2-3 weeks, every 6 weeks, I'd be at top of the circles and whiff on one, and and so you kind of, it was the price you had to pay for to get the good. And so I was so fortunate that I just never. I'd get ribbings and stuff, and every once in a while, if it was 2 in 2 weeks, and Tip would be like, how you feeling? I was like, don't worry, man, it won't happen again. He's like, well, he goes, it will. Just how about next year? And I'm like, okay, gotcha. Here you're loud and clear. But man, I worked on it every day. When communication was high, I worked on it not just myself and the other goalies, but the D-men, and I'm standing in line, saucing it to guys on breakaway passes, and so they knew what to expect, right, from a timing perspective. And I mean, it was
so much easier.
We just worked on it so hard, and I wasn't a French-based goalie, and we weren't doing the reverse V, and so I'd get on the ice and I'd warm up and I'd track the puck and I'd see it and I'd move and I'd warm up the body and then I'd play the puck. And now it's, they're on the ice, they're on their knees and they're pushing and they're doing different things where I just built into myself time to play the puck. And it proved a big advantage for me over my career, and my defenseman loved it, and that makes me proud. That's the best compliment that someone can ever have, is when your teammates want you to do something you're good at.
Yeah, and not get hit. No shit. Hey,
Right.
hey, explain because we have a lot of all of our fans, man. They got kids playing hockey out the wazoo, and probably a lot of goalies too. So like when you say you switched your hand around, like explain that to some people so maybe they could get their kid to do it. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, every goalie in the world that I know is doing it, other than 2 or 3 old dogs in the NHL. And the only one I can think of is Dobie. Dobie's like, I can't do it, man. I'm like, you can. You're just not a good enough athlete. He's like, F you. I'm like, well, So you got to think, right? You got a 13 and a half degree lie for goalie stick, where regular sticks, 5, 6, 7 degrees. And so with upright goalie stick, and you play it the same way, I'm left-handed, so my left hand, the low hand, it's just locked out. And then I got a goalie glove on, which is to my disadvantage. And so therefore I got a bad lie. I got a straight left arm, and with a goalie glove trying to squeeze it from underneath. So I just turned my hand over the top like a claw. And the 2 things that it did was, 1, instantly bent my elbow, made me get into more crouched position just naturally, and therefore I'm in an athletic position. And now I can grab the stick with just my glove. I can let go of the top hand, the blocker hand, and I can still hold the stick, which you couldn't really do with a glove unless you're just holding and balancing it. And so my gloves were worked in to wrap around the stick. And so therefore, being in a more athletic position, I was be able to, pull it off the toe and snap it a lot harder. And if I'm looking beforehand, I had about a 30-degree dispersion rate because of the straight arm and the straight upright position that you're playing the puck in. Now I'm literally, I can just look left, shoot it right. I can look right and no looking left. And as I said, I had that backhand, and so that just made a big difference. And I can start playing the puck off one knee because I could flip my hand over quicker than I could get my hand underneath it. Yeah, so puck would come into the zone. I look like I'm freezing, and all of a sudden I just, half sticked it, snap it over to my D-man. This guy's forechecking, right? Think they're going to get a whistle. Bam, move it over here. He's trapped in the zone, and off we were. And so, literally all the goalies around the world are doing it because everybody in the NHL does, other than a couple of dummies. And I'm just proud, I don't care for the notoriety. I'm just like, I did it. And so when I see guys in the NHL now, playing the puck, whether it's, Markstrom's firing up the boards, or, Carey Price or whoever, it's like, I'm like, every once in a while they make a nice pass, or when Allmark scored the goal this year, I just look at the screen. I look at the screen and I say, you're welcome. I'm talking to myself, right? I'm like, you're welcome. But
hey, so you're the first one to ever do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know who did it. I mean, I know I'd never seen it before. Right. I just tried it by accident in practice. Like I was getting rimmed around from, my right side. So as I went to the boards, now it's on my backhand. And when you're holding it from underneath with a goalie glove, like you got no leverage on your toe. Mm-hmm. Like you barely have leverage as a out player, right? And backhand toes. And so you trying to stop rim pucks, and I lost 3 or 4 in a row, and finally I just turned my hand over, jammed it in there, right? And then I flipped my hand back over to play it. Then we introduced forecheckers, and this time I had to play with my hand, turned over as I jammed. That was when the light bulb went off. And I passed it so smooth and easy and efficiently. I was like, wait a minute. And then I tried one on the backhand. I got it hard on the glass, not like a little knuckler or whatever. And I was like, okay, dude, what have we done? We just changed the game, and it took a while for everybody else to catch on. I mean, Mike Smith got here and he looked at me. He's like, what are you doing? And I showed him, and Smitty's like, oh my gosh. He was letting bombs go, from the goal line all the way past the blue line. I'm like, it's crazy. So I was the first one to do it. And, the MT's a pioneer. Pioneer, babe.
Damn right you are.
Hey, I just have this vision of like, okay, the new guy comes in, and like Eddie Belfour, like, I don't see him being like the mentor type, be like, hey, listen, kid, I'm gonna help you like have success, and I'm gonna show you the way. You know, and we've had Eddie on, man. So I just don't see him being that way, you know? So as a young guy trying to find your way, and he's your goalie partner, like, would he talk to you? Would he not talk to you? Like, what was that like dealing with this guy on a daily basis?
Oh, God. You guys do your research. No, so, 98 first training camp and high expectations around here, right? Lost to Detroit the year before. And, went on to win the cup. And I was in the minors most of the year and I only got called up once, was around for the whole playoffs. And so I didn't spend much time with him. Obviously talked to him here and there. Not a talkative guy, especially during the playoffs, and, he had a lot to say after he won the cup, and he's just, give me some insights, some tidbits, and every once in a while on the ice, he's like, hey, try this, try that. And once I started backing him up, we weren't having cup runs, and I played really well my first year, had the highest save percentage in the league, only played 26 games, and he was the man, and had he had a pretty good year. Went to the second round, I think, of the playoffs. And then my second year, he's like, all right, media likes you. I mean, I can't speak for him, but he didn't talk to me the whole year. And, I didn't, maybe took it personal for a couple of weeks, and I realized, it's not just me. And the Stars gave him all the respect in the world and played him right to the end. And all I said was, man, I wish I can have a career like this guy and get the respect from an organization, deservedly so, at some point in my future. And I really felt like that. And he went on to Toronto and was really proud of him to, resurrect his career, because the year before it wasn't great, and came back on top, and that's had a really good run with the Leafs, some good playoff runs. And so he taught me a lot, probably more in passive nature, watching him and equipment, and just the way he did things was as a professional to get ready to play. And our team, when I was watching for the 4 years I was with him, they respected the hell out of him, and he was a gamer. He showed up to play. They're like, listen, you just show up to play. And I'm like, okay, I'm a little more sociable, a little different, and do strive to be a leader on and off the ice. And so, I took what you can from him and other goalies that I've been with over the years, and other partners that I had along the way. And he definitely was a part of it. And so he wasn't the communicator, as you are alluded to. And we still have a decent rapport, see him around town. And, he's got the whiskey, I got the beer. So we're at events and do stuff together and have laughs. And his kids are great. And I like spending time with them. So he's a good old teammate that I learned a lot from, no matter what it was that we're dealing with.
Yeah. Some people are just so competitive, man. Like, I mean, they can just be dicks. Like, they're not looking to, like, help somebody, eventually take their job, So, hey, listen, 2002, 2003, you had an unbelievable season. Finished second in the Vezina. Listen, did you deserve the Vezina trophy? Should you have won the Vezina trophy that year over Marty Brodeur?
Well, yeah, for sure. And it's not even, 1.72 and the second highest save percentage ever since it was recorded in the same season. The only reason they could have said no is because I missed 16 games with a high ankle sprain, which is, I only missed 19 games, I think, my whole career. And I had a GM, very prominent GM, come out to me the morning of the awards. It's like, listen, you deserve to win it. We all know it, but Marty's never won one, so we're going to give it to him. And I was like, okay, thanks for telling me. It's news to me, and it doesn't make it feel any better. And then the year before, which this didn't help either, which I found out later, that Jose Tidor had won not just the Vezina, but he won the Hart Trophy, and then he came back the next year and had a below average year. And they're like, just made the guys picking it not feel good, that they're like, oh, it was a flash in the pan year, right? And anyway, this is just what people told me. But if you ask me, I definitely, on statistics alone, had the better year. And 1.72, breaking that all-time record that year, playing all those games. Would be nice to have the hardware, but again, doesn't affect anything I do.
Well, listen,
it'd be nice to have on the shelf, though. Not gonna lie.
Right.
I know. Well, it's not just the 1.72, but it's like what the 933 save percentage. I mean, that's. Don't you look at save percentage over goals against average? Like, what should like if you really want to get a read on a goaltender, what should fans look at? Save percentage?
I would start there, then the goals against, and then wins too, and then you got to put it all in the blender, right? Because you got to know a little bit about the teams and how they play. You got to know what the buildings. Honestly, our building was brutal. Like, we were historically had one of the lower save percentages across the league, and it was just how who recorded it and where they sat. And I remember Eddie used to bitch about it. He'd make 4 saves and it counted as 1. I'm like, Eddie, let it go, dude. Like, who cares? But he also knew, right? It mattered to come in a career.
Oh my God! It's like
you got a 915 or you got a 912. Like, that shit matters.
So they wouldn't credit for shots on goal. It's like hits in some of these
buildings.
buildings.
Don't get me started on that, Andy. That's my only stat I had.
I hear players complain about that all the time. You go to some buildings and all of a sudden you get like 11 hits,
crushing guys.
Same game in a different building, you'd get like maybe credited for 3 hits.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, the Patrik Štefan incident, man, where he missed the wide open empty net, like you get called into the game. I know you've told the story before, or whatever, and Alex Hemsky ends up coming down the other end, scoring on you. You guys end up winning the game in a shootout, I think. But dude, that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. But the reality is, the more you look at the replay, it's not really his fault, right? The puck just inexplicably just jumped over his stick.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never really seen that happen.
He went to his backhand,
or maybe it was his fault. Marty, you can tell us.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I agree with that notion of he went in there to hand walk it. He wasn't doing anything crazy. He's like, hey, you had it on line outside the net, and the thing hit something and jumped over the stick. I mean, the worst timing of all. It was so terrible and unfair that he took it on the chin. Still takes it on the chin because that blooper is like everywhere. And I mean, the things to note are, I think that's the biggest one for Patrik Štefan that happened to him.
Oh, Patrik Štefan. What did I say, Derek Štefan?
Yeah, you said Derek. Yeah.
Sorry, Patrik Štefan, the former first overall pick, actually, for Atlanta.
From Long Beach, played against him that year in the eye. He played Long Beach.
Wow.
And the other thing was, for me anyway, I didn't start the game. Mike Smith did. And so I got thrust into that in the third period after eating a hot dog or 2. And I was like, oh my God. So Smitty started, was playing okay. And he took a slapper in the dome. He didn't see it from Marc-Andre Bergeron, who wasn't a big guy, but he had a bomb, Yeah. And as Morrow says, he's pretty stout too, because we had a playoff series against him, I think the year before and a couple years earlier. The scouting was, this guy's, he's small, just run him like crazy. And Morrow liked to hit, and Morrow, or he said he wouldn't hit or wouldn't step up or something. Anyway, Morrow took a pass, and Nugent, this guy stepped up on him and railed him. Yeah. And he came back to the bench. He's like, what the fuck? Who's scouting for us? He was so mad. Anyway, this guy, Bergeron hits Smitty, and Smitty, I don't know, typical Smitty now, but back then he like starfished it. And at 6'4", starfishing and going straight backwards ain't gonna feel good on the coconut after taking one straight in the bean. Mm-hmm. And so he had like double head whammy. He's hurting, and he comes to the bench, and we were staying the night. Later we were spending the night in Edmonton. And so I was like, hey, I was trying to get his mind off it. I don't know what else to do. And you could tell he had a little shaken look in his eye back then, right? Just like, hey, get back out there if you're not doing that bad. There's no protocol. And I'm like, hey, take your helmet off. He's like, what? I'm like, take your helmet off. I'm like, just put some water in your hair and shake it. And I want him just to feel a little better. And he's like, why? I'm like, because we're spending the night, dude. People got to know what you look like if we're going out. So he started laughing. It worked to finish him off the period, but he came in and had a headache. And so I went in there for the third period. And all I can say is that did happen. They flying down the ice in a matter of 6-7 seconds. I think it went Jared Stoll to Ryan Smith to Alex Hemsky. And I, obviously I saw it coming. I'm getting ready to have a beer in the locker room. And and hopefully throw up my hot dog that I just ate, and I don't get far enough out there, and I start my retreat way too late. I mean, hammer's flying, and anyway, he takes me out, and I don't have any speed, and I reach back actually, and the replay I looked at, I actually got the heel of my stick on the reach back on my blocker side, and deflected it, just not enough. It still went in, and anyway, we went on. I ended up getting the W, which is the forgotten part. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, it was you guys win in overtime or a shootout? It was a shootout, right?
I think it was a shootout.
Yeah.
So we won. We had EC Jokinen and Zubov. That's all I needed. Make a couple saves. Bam, we're at the bar having a good time. And but it was a crazy game. Super memorable. Just bad for Patty, and I had to play 25 minutes and a couple shootouts, and bam, win the game. As it turns out, did you guys ever hear this one in your research, that if the Oilers had one less point that year?
Yes, Patrick Kane, man.
Yeah.
They would have been in the lottery.
Yeah.
Instead, Chicago got in the lottery, and they ended up getting the first overall pick. So Edmonton, take that. You shouldn't have gone on and scored at the other end.
Yeah, I see Hemmer now. See how every time he brings it up after a couple of beers, Alex lives here in town, and I'm like, yeah, but you screwed them over. They could have Patrick Kane for the last 16 years, Doc.
What's the story with you betting on the game or with the fan next to you in Montreal? Like, you're playing for Chicago, you're having fun.
Yeah.
Did the league ever say anything to you about that? Like, you guys are exchanging $5 bills and stuff like that. You're having a good time as a backup goaltender that game. Like what was the fallout from the league, or they never said a word about it?
Oh no, my phone rang the next day.
Did they?
Oh yeah, I got called. It's like, all right, this is where you say no, but really what happened? And I was like, I told them what happened, and they're like, okay, well, reports were different. I'm like, well, the guy's an idiot. And the best part of all of it was that I gave the money back at the end, right? And but I wrote on it, and he wrote on it at the beginning like Habs rule, and I scratched it out during the intermission and put it back in my pants as like Turco rules, and he was like he actually, this guy, to his credit, the guy I was talking with, it was kind of fun, right? I was sitting in Montreal, and I'm not playing. Crawford's there, and he's like, next guy, $5, next goal. And I was like, looked at him, just nodded my head. And next thing you know, two young girls, which looked terrible, was passing $5 bills through the glass to me, and I'm like, I took it, right. Everybody had a laugh, and it was all in good fun. And then it's like double or nothing. So wrote him, gave the money back at the end of the game, and all was good, and except I wrote on it. But he went on and did an interview after the game and said, Turco gave me a wadded up 5, because it was wadded up and it was in my pants. But he said he gave me a wad of 5s, and so it looked like it was even if it was $25, who cares, right? Mm-hmm. But they're like, oh, you're betting on the game. I'm like, I'm betting on my team for 1, 2, which should be legal, and then I wasn't betting against us for sure, and I want us to win. But again, I wasn't betting. I was just having fun and gave the money back. But the guy said wad of 5s, and they're like, what do you mean you gave him a wad of 5s? And I was like, no. So he went back on the radio like a couple of days later. It's like, no, guys, I didn't say wad of 5. It said a wadded up 5, and it was the one back he gave to me. And so he actually fixed it without me calling the guy, because I don't know who he was. But that was kind of the end of it, and the league was like, just not supposed to be betting. I'm like,
hey, like Marty, the cameras are everywhere, man. Yeah. Like, even when you rolled your eyes to Pierre Maguire, like, he's like in between the glass talking about you, and you just kind of made a little like eye roll gesture at him. Are you, even after that, are you like, holy shit, I'm just like sitting here watching the game, like, you guys catch everything?
Oh yeah, I do. But it was, it's Canada, Montreal, national news, so I was like, my phone blew up the next day. The Chicago Sun had an article like Turco bets on game. I was so mad. I was like, okay, let's have a powwow here, guys, because this is it's not true. You just people want to think of me like Pete Rose in 20 years. You guys are ridiculous. And so we got a handle on it, and it was dead after that. But I was pissed because I'm like, you guys are making me sound like I was literally betting on the game. never gave the guy money back. We're just having fun, man. The guy, all he said was after on the game on the radio, he's like, man, that was the best time I've had at the game. It was one of the players was interacting with us, and it was a good game, went to overtime, whatever. Just want to say, that was fun, Turco, to do that, and man, I'm a fan forever. Bam, and I got in trouble. I was like, no way, this ain't happening.
Oh my God. Did you have to apologize to Pierre though? By the way, did he say anything to you like Marty? Why are you making a face
Marty,
at me like that?
You?
Come on, Marty.
No, he's a big wuss. Pierre, he wouldn't say anything, and I mean, I don't even know if he's ever seen it. I'm sure he has, but I was just right moment, right time. I could not. I saw that camera shot coming, him right beside me, and he's always good to me, but it was just like, give him the eye roll from hell. I was like, sorry, Pierre.
That was awesome.
He'll be all right. Hey, you ever hang out with the Pantera boys? Vinny Paul, Dimebag?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was pre-cell phone days, thank goodness.
No shit. They're wild, eh? I know he died in 2005 on stage in Columbus. So you were pretty close with those guys? I mean, they're my favorite band ever. I'm just curious,
And we've had what's it?
We've had Ludwig on
talking stories and all that stuff too. So
yeah, Lottie and those guys were all tight with them. It was just early in my career.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know Dimebag great, but I'd see Vinny was a big fan, so he's at games all the time, and I had all the time in the world for him. He actually was really, he was a sweetheart actually for a rock star, and I really enjoyed being around him. I went to his 50th, I think, but it was sad a few years ago when he passed away as well. And but we still play the song, and I'm glad we do, and hopefully we never get rid of it. But man, they're fans of ours, and they're just good dudes. And hockey players want to be rock stars want to be hockey players.
Damn right, man. It's funny how that works.
A good time, yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you because, you're seeing clips, the cup check you did on Ryan Kessler, going after Jordan Tutu, like, what do you make out of goaltenders now? Like, Bennington gets, emotional, he gets riled up, whatever. Like, do you appreciate that when you see that from goalies? Like, who do you like watching now?
Interesting, I guess. Who do I like watching now? I mean, we got Jake here, right?
He's good.
Jake's awesome, but he's a new age guy, plays a little differently. They're not aggressive. They play their way and they don't deviate too far from it. So I still lean back to some of the older guys that play, like Marc-Andre Fleury. He reads and reacts to the game, and some games there's always a little bit different, and I do enjoy that. There's a little more gamesmanship to it. Probably just jealous of the way the guys play now and their efficiency and their movement, and they work so hard to just be in the right position and dropping knees and sealing the ice. And like, God, I wish, had a little bit of that, but that's just the way we were built, the way we were taught. And like Hasek was more of a mentor than Patrick Waugh, right? Like Patrick was still a gamer, but nobody's a gamer like, Eddie and Hasek, and even Brodeur had a different style, and everybody just had their own style back in the day. And now most people look the same, and I feel bad for a guy who's 5'11", 6 feet, 6'1", even, of trying to get a sniff. If you can't break the shell and be a little different and be good, but be a little different, you're probably not going to get a shot, and it sucks for those guys.
Listen, there's so much we can get into. I don't even have time to get into, I don't want to keep you forever, man. Like your 4 overtime performance, you made 61 saves back in that game 6 against San Jose. Like your 3 straight shutouts in the playoffs. Like you've had some unbelievable moments, man. You had a great career. I love watching you play, man. But the Pavel Datsyuk shoestring breakaway goal, because that one's on every highlight reel too, man. Like, did he just completely shock you? Like, had you ever seen a move like that? Like, when you look back at it now and then, like, just dealing with it in real time, like, how do you look at that play by Pavel Datsyuk? Just the move in general.
Right. The standard line, which is true. The 2 things I take away from it was, I never seen it. That guy's a magician. I mean, that's what his nickname was. He was great. And we're like, oh, Datsyuk owns you. I'm like, yeah, so what's your point? Yeah, the guy was really good. He owned a lot of people. Never seen that move. It was ridiculous. But that particular time, the game and that year, that like within those few weeks, I was in a bad place. Just I was biting on everything. That was at the end of a game. We are getting smoked anyway. So, I was like ready to make a save, right? And he just gave me one little head fake and went to the moonwalk. I was like, oh God, I'm in the far corners. And he roofed it too. If it wasn't Datsuk, it was, like Datsuk and guys like Joe Sakic or Marcus Naslin. Like I probably would have chopped him next time I saw him, because he roofed it after embarrassing me. And but I'm like, it's Pavel. Who cares? So it doesn't bother me. And anyway, and then I was the first time I ever seen that move. And then he did it again weeks later. Somebody else. I was like, these idiots. It's on video. Like how do they not pay attention? But and all kidding aside, it was a cool move. I've never seen it before. And I was like, a fish in water trying to save that one. So I had no chance. And it was good memory for me. I mean, the guy, everybody asked, like, who's your number one enemy? I'm like, I don't have enemies. I didn't like the hard shooters, but I did well against him. It was like Datsuk, man. He was so good. It was hard to read his shot because he was just so quick with his release. And he's a great passer and he's so strong, good move. I'm like, I could care less, and I'm proud that I had something like that, the opportunity to play against him, and that, you owe me for many games. Doesn't bother me now.
Hey, listen, man.
Shouldn't.
Going in the Michigan Hall of Fame has got to be one of the coolest Hall of Fames to go into, man. They got so much history. You even made me look up who the hell this guy was, the wrestler. Snip was his name. I'm like, who the hell? Hey, this guy's got to be cool. But he's like from like 1950 or something like that. Won like some wrestling national championships. Who you went in with at Michigan? Like looking at the list of guys that you went in with, but like the whole Mike Legg Michigan thing. But when you and Brendan Morrison and him went back, and they celebrated the anniversary of your national championship, and you guys, go the length of the ice and get it through that little hole, man. You guys must have been laughing your ass off, like how that played out. It's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen, man. And the student section is just going absolutely crazy.
Oh, student section was going bananas. I mean, it was unbelievable, that place. And the years we had there and that night was amazing. But the Michigan Hall of Fame, it was really neat because it's all the athletes of its whole history. And it was just, it's one of those honors that you're just not expecting, and for it to happen and share with other student athletes in a very pivotal time of your life. And so we all had just different stories to tell. And it was eye-opening. And I got to share with some family members, invited them down. So that was great. And so it's not why you play. It's not why you go to Michigan, but to be honored like that, I'll tell you, it was really humbling, and forever linked to Michigan. It's pretty darn cool for a guy like me.
All right, when's the first time you saw Mike Legg pull off the Michigan, like in practice or whatever? And what's his reaction to seeing like 10-year-old kids doing it now, man? It's like
I did the other day.
It's crazy. Like who was the second player you ever saw do it?
All right, so here's the history that I know. Let's see. What was his name? Armstrong did it in the minors before Lager. And Lager and him were from Ontario, if I got it right. And Mike was a righty, and Mike was doing it. I mean, my first practice with him, the guy was sick hands. He was just fresh ice, skating down the ice, forward, backward. Boom. He wouldn't scoop it like these guys are doing now. But he would just do that toe flip, bend down a little bit. And I was like, okay, this is not cool, Lager. And anyway, more importantly, he did it every day, all day, 100 times, first thing on the ice, second thing on the ice, and other guys would try. They weren't that good. And but for Lager to do it in that game in 1996, we were at Mount Ice Arena in East Lansing playing against Minnesota. And it was a quarterfinal game of the Final Four of the NCAA tournament. Mm-hmm. And we were losing 2-1. He did it. It just changed the complexion of the game and ultimately the history of our program to go win a national championship, first one in 34 years. So it was a big goal at a big time for Lager. And so we thought he got enough credit that year. He won an SV, went to Stockholm. He went back to Europe on a paid trip. And we're like, this guy's milking this thing, But if you met Lager, there's no one more proud and carries it well. He's a good dude. He's a firefighter now at BC, and he's still getting credit. But it took a long time for, we get to a video game, and now it's called the Michigan, obviously. But Mike Legg, just a dear friend and a great guy. We're so happy for him to do it. Now he just, I mean, he'll be forever known as the guy to do that. But it was a big goal. And the coolest thing for us, for my class anyway, we got home that day and, we were beer drinkers and we were whatever we get our hands on drinkers back then. And there's a keg of Killian's Red sitting on our porch. That was like high end. Like, ooh, who paid for this? Who did this for us? And our Bill McCall was the MVP of that regional. He was my roommate. And one of my roommates, and then we actually called Lager, with a landline phone, like had to wait for him to answer, and said, "Hey, if anybody else deserves a drink of this beer, it's you. Let's get your butt over here." And so we got good memories, and it was a really big goal, one that people can't imagine. But obviously, the lore continues, which is even bigger.
Yeah, man, they should call it the Lager. We shouldn't even call it the Michigan. Yeah. It should just be, he needs to get the rights to
Michigan
that.
Lager.
Hey, I was reading about your Christmas traditions, by the way. We read everything. You had your holiday traditions in some
we know everything about
in Dallas. You drink or you eat grapefruit on Christmas. You like grapefruit? Is that what you eat? That's part of your holiday tradition to eat grapefruit in the morning or what?
Yeah. Yeah, where do you guys pull this information?
Man, that wasn't me. That's fucking Andy's shit.
Yeah,
grapefruit is terrible, Marty. It's awful.
No,
grapefruit is?
Yes.
No, man. Our whole family loves grapefruit. It's a great time of year for grapefruit, which is a tradition that my mom had with our family, and I used to have it with sugar on as a kid because my dad was crazy. But my kids, no sugar, whatever. And we even grab a bunch and we take the juicer out and squeeze it, and a little Paloma with some good tequila during the holidays. Yeah, you're cooking. And no, we like grapefruit. It's a little sweet, but mostly sour, and I think it's it's good for you. So you guys don't know what you're missing.
Well, now you're talking.
Marty, you're talking. I eat grapefruit. It ain't that big of a deal. It's pretty goddamn good. It's a fruit.
Hey, that's the old school way you put sugar. But if you're talking about putting it in tequila, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, no, that makes tequila good.
I drink
Although
that.
if it's really good tequila, people get pissed about that. Hey, you got what do you? Last one, man, and we'll let you go. You've been great, Marty. What do you do for fun? You got a boat. You got a lake house. When you're done being an entrepreneur, what do you do to chill out besides golf?
Right. Just anything outside. So I'd prefer to spend as much time as I can at the lake house. I love Texas, but get out of this heat and get up north to Northern Ontario. Yeah. It is it's so pretty. We do have family up there, but our lake house properties is awesome. I could have a fire every night, chop wood, do some fishing. We got a little poolside in the afternoon. And then and hang out, man. I don't need to have beers or tequila the rest of my life, but just to get outside with good people, man. And really, my cousin and I think like this, and it's true. You bust your butt and you want to, show your kids good, honest living, and that you got work ethic, and rubs off on them. But the way I think is our imagery and our marketing for Kingsville. It's man, just literally cheers to the everyday and be grateful for what you got, and get outside. And we live in this day. I got fucking 3 computers on my desk right now. Well, 2 and an iPad. Yeah. And I'm man, I just can't wait to disconnect. And I'll always want to be working, doing something, and staying a little busy. But when you have moments to screw off or enjoy yourself, especially as you get older, man, I just want to be outside. And that's Texas is it's not as pretty obviously as Northern Ontario, but the opportunity to be outside year long is even bigger here. So I just think we got a really cool thing going on in a great economy, in a cool city, and it's a good hockey club. I work for Tom and the team, and it's great. And give you a chance to, be an entrepreneur on the side, which is also fun and nerve-wracking, but it's competitive, which brings back that spirit as well. And so at the end of the day, if I could get up north for 3-4 months, it would be awesome, and still live in Texas and golf my ball and stay healthy, man. Watch my kids and grandkids. I think I'd be pumped.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, I feel like we're like the Dallas Stars of the East up here or whatever. With Army here, man, there's been so many former. Hitch was here, Daryl Sador was here, Rick Wilson was here. I mean, Jason Arnott was here. Brenda Morrow was here. I mean, you've had so many guys. Stevie Ott is still here, man. So I'll see Otter tonight at the rink, man, with our kids. So is your son a player, by the way? You said you got a 15-year-old. Is he a hockey player or no?
Yeah. He's an 08. He's good. He's just getting bigger and stronger and working his butt off. Really getting after it since January 1. So, yeah, I'm proud of him. He's a good little player. Most importantly, he's a good kid. He acts like my wife for the most part, other than his cockiness. I know where that comes from. I'm just like, dude, if you're going to be cocky, you better back it up. That's all I say.
No shit.
Yeah, I know some of those 08s here with the AAA Blues, too. So I'm sure you guys run into each other, man. So, listen, Marty, all the best, dude. Man. Thanks for doing this.
You're the man.
And continued success with everything, man. It sounds like you have a lot going on. So, all good, man. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks. It finally worked out, man. It was great.
Enjoyed that.
Sure.
Enjoyed the hour and change. That went by really fast.
We kept you long. We talked too much golf, man.
Yeah, man. It's all good, dude.
So we'll do it again.
Okay.
Talk golf next
cool, Marty.
You got it.
Thanks, dude.
The Cam Strick podcast is brought to you by Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get out there to Detroit, Missouri. Check it out. On one side, you got the Buick, the GMC. Options for everybody. Then right across the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Again, find something that works for you and get yourself a new set of wheels in time for the summer.
Yeah.
All right, that was Marty Turco on the Cam Strick podcast. Cam, your thoughts?
Man, he's a smart guy, man. And Don Cherry said he's one of the smartest goalies ever.
Yeah, he is.
In fact, I think he said he's the smartest goalie in the league.
Maybe the smartest goaltender ever. He had some great seasons, dude. And got to the conference final, I think, at least once. I mean, he did some great things, man. When he left the University of Michigan, he left as the all-time leader in wins in the history of college hockey.
Pretty dang good.
Yeah, and a two-time national champion at Michigan.
He's an entrepreneur. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
He's got a brewery.
Got the beer.
He's got a restaurant inside Dallas Love Field.
He's got a lot of things going on, man.
Turco 35. Bites and beers.
I know. At the airport.
So stop on in and see that place, man.
A lot of things going on.
No, he was cool. And we appreciate Marty Turco for joining us.
Damn right. We love it.
Might go plant some shrubs today. Either that or go fishing, dude. I haven't decided.
Yeah. Do both. Plant some shrubs while you're fishing.
I need somebody to come over and do that, actually. I don't trust my landscaping skills, I got to be honest.
No shit. Get Hector.
Hector's not around. I got Jose right now. Who's my
you
guy.
Fired Hector? Poor guy.
I didn't fire him. He just kind of, they got a little weird.
You didn't call him back to work.
Is that what it was?
Well, yeah, I mean, you fired him if you don't get him.
Jose's my guy, except the fact that they weed whacked the siding, my brand new house.
Oh, put your foot down. Say, don't hit the siding. Just get the grass.
I didn't like that part. But the rest of it is great, dude. They do a great job. Let me know if you need me to have them come out to your house.
Oh, okay. They'll come out to St. Albans.
Okay. Do you guys have like a subdivision guy who just does it?
Mitchell does a lot of stuff.
Like, do you have to hire them individually, or it's part of the subdivision, like the HOA?
They want to cut the grass succinct with your neighbors. So they have the same people do it. So the lines look great when you're golfing. You see all the... So
the guy who does yours does all the neighbors, too.
So it's all in sync.
So do you have to pay it by month? Is there like an HOA fee?
I don't know. Kate takes care
of it. Have you paid your HOA fees?
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you're on
Thanks,
time with that, Cam.
I got somebody doing it. It's all good.
I mean, Cam's going to have the 1 yard that is just
my yard looks awesome.
Overgrown.
My yard looks awesome.
Anything you want to say to Jonathan Taves?
Congrats on everything, man. And I know you went through some tough times. I like Jonathan Taves. He was always respectful on the ice and stuff like that. Like he could have been like fucking. No, he's just always cool. Like he was always classy and cool, and he's a winner and he's a Hall of Famer. And he's just don't feel bad for him. Like shit goes down. We've all ate a shit sandwich. That guy's got a ton of money. He's a Hall of Famer. He's gonna be okay. But
who wins the
Chicago Blackhawks are a different team now.
Who has more points in the playoffs, Tarasenko or Kane?
Ooh, damn! I would say Tarasenko.
Okay,
I'm gonna say Tarasenko.
I told you he's going to score some big goals in the playoffs.
No, you said he's going to score some big goals.
And
then all of a sudden he scored a goal against fucking Anaheim. And you're like, there it is. And I'm like, no, that's not a big goal, Andy. That's an irrelevant goal. That's a goal that you have to find your groove. You found your groove. Important goals are when you play in the playoffs. Those goals
even though he didn't,
were meaningless, but you got to find your groove.
Even though he didn't meet with the local television.
Yeah.
Even Tage Thompson. I thought about some other players who did it when they came back. Tage Thompson, too. Hey, Buffalo. Can I just give a shout-out to Buffalo?
Yeah.
Eventually, you're going to get to a point. I mean, you guys have missed the playoffs like 20 years in a row, whatever the hell it is. 15 years.
It's a thing.
So, like, I know you missed it by 1 point, but let's get to a point where you're not excited about missing the playoffs.
Yeah.
Where you actually, like, make the playoffs.
Yeah, make the playoffs. Because when you don't, you shouldn't be
It's
happy.
like, yeah, Buffalo, man, they only missed it by 1 point.
No, you missed it.
They're on their way. I'm like,
You missed it.
it just tells you where everybody is at.
It's like
As an organization, Cam, how everyone like looks at everything differently. Like the Blues are devastated
no
that
shit.
they didn't make the playoffs. They're pissed off. They're doing like soul searching internally. Where Buffalo's like, yeah, we only missed by 1 point.
Yeah, celebration. I know.
Ottawa's like celebrating.
So what? But they're fun to watch. Listen, I'm not chirping, man, because you know what? Those fans have been busting their ass. They've been fucking going to games, spending money, and they were entertained this year. Tage Thompson entertained everybody. Fucking Brady Tkachuk entertained everybody in Ottawa. They've been getting shit on for years.
So did Claude Giroux.
Claude did his thing too, for the most part. I just think that the fans are just pumped up because they were entertained. Sometimes it's all about entertainment. Now, eventually you got to get into the playoffs and do some damage. But they were entertaining for the first time in a long time, somewhat competitive, and I think that's a big step. So they're excited. I'm not chirping.
Is Washington done?
Yeah, they're all done. They're all going to quit hockey too. That organization is going under. No, man.
Are they done?
I think they have a retool coming. I think they need to regroup and figure out what they want. They got rid of some guys. Like
you see any similarities to St. Louis and
kind of? But you won their cup.
Washington.
We won our cup. Same kind of thing.
Washington.
But they got superstars, man. You got Ovi, man. Like Ovi still wants to be competitive, dude. Like I know he's thinking about the goal thing, but he wants to win too. He's competitive, dude.
If you're a free agent, you want to sign there?
Fuck yeah. With him? Fucking right.
See who coaches that team.
I know. Like there's some question marks.
Washington. Ever since you let Barry Trotz just walk, it was the worst decision you could have ever made.
That wasn't good.
Terrible decision.
Wasn't good.
Hindsight's 20/20, except for that. I knew you. Everyone knew it at the time. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Pay his ass.
Yeah.
Nobody else could get you over the top. Bruce, there it is still out there. You know.
Of course he is. He's doing.
He wants another job. He says.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
All right. Somebody will hire him. Sure.
You think?
I don't know.
Anaheim? No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
But he's making money doing the panel and all that shit, so he's okay.
Okay.
He's fine. You know what I mean? Like he's fine. He don't have to work another day in his life if he don't want to.
Yeah, but he wants to.
Yeah, but okay. But you're still in a situation where you don't have to work. You've already done, like you got millions. Mm-hmm. You're fine. You're respectable. You're on TV. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't feel sorry for him.
What do you think that head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mike Sullivan, what do you think he thinks of?
It's like, fuck me.
Ron Hextall and Brian Burke. He's probably like, what the
fuck is going on here? I like him, by the way.
Me too.
Fuck yeah. I like him a lot. I think he's cool as shit. We've heard nothing but good things about him. He's probably like, what the fuck are we doing?
Sullivan.
Got fucking Sidney Crosby dominating, and he's not in the playoffs? Fuck that. I'd be pissed.
And he's got to take some accountability too. They couldn't beat Chicago.
Get a game plan together on that with that game.
Yeah,
and he didn't. Mm-hmm. You're up, and they kicked your. They fucking.
They were really never up, were they?
No, Penguins were, and then Chicago came back in the third period and scored 3 right off the bat. Oh, what the fuck you doing? That's a playoff game.
That's a play-in game, Cam.
It's a playoff game.
Or play-in
whatever.
Game.
Get going.
The NBA, I don't know if the WNBA has adopted that yet or not. Oh, a big shout-out to USA Hockey. Robo, the head coach, John Roboleski.
Yeah.
He was the he's been coaching the U.S. team development program, too, the national team development program. Mm-hmm. He's the only coach to ever win a gold in the men's and the women's.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that, man.
He wants to come on, too.
Okay, that's cool.
You want to bring him on?
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
He's cool.
Yep, that's cool.
Party with him.
Cool. Bet you did.
We partied.
I bet you did. To the wee hours in the morning.
In Santa Monica. Or no, in Santa Barbara, California. At a wedding.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
So USA women's hockey wins the gold medal. They beat Canada. They had lost like 5 in a row. They were on a 5-game losing streak. And they had not beaten Canada. Are there any other countries, by the way, that play women's hockey? I'm just curious.
Japan does. You didn't hear about that?
It's like USA versus Canada in every final.
Algeria. They got a badass team.
Every final, it's USA versus Canada.
What was that?
World Championships.
Oh.
Yeah, so anyway.
No, did anybody watch it?
Seriously. I didn't know
it was on NHL Network Saturday night.
Normally I will
because
watch.
There's no games on. No, it was a Sunday night. There's no games on, so they had that on.
I would have watched if I knew it was on. I didn't even know.
I didn't.
But anyway, Hillary Knight had a hat trick.
Cool.
She's cool, man.
Is she cool?
And she got her.
I'd get her on.
She got her 100th point.
I'd get her on.
100 points and a hat trick.
Is she cool?
Or maybe 100 goals. I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't dealt with her a whole lot.
I'm just asking. Have you done an interview with her? Maybe.
No, I haven't interviewed Hillary.
All right.
I'd like to though. Power forward. But the USA women's team, they lost to a team from the North American Hockey League. Cam.
Oh, a men's team, a boys team.
But that's a junior.
A North
team.
American team. Yeah. Well, no shit. A junior team.
Or maybe it was like maybe it was like a U14 or U16 team.
Oh God, look that up. Now that you brought it up, did they lose to a U14 team?
Maybe U16.
The women's
maybe
USA
U16
team. Look that up real quick. Did they
definitely a North American league?
A North American league. Those are 20-year-old kids, boys, man. They hit puberty. Like they'd probably beat them pretty good. And North American Hockey League's actually pretty decent now too. It's gotten better and better.
It's the second best junior league in the country.
Besides USHL?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're there, 1 and 2. It changes every year. I don't know.
I give my nephew a shout out. I put a highlight of his yesterday from the USHL Combine. You see that?
No. What's his name?
Luke.
What's his last name?
Strickland.
Lukey Strickland. What's up, man? What's up, buddy? I'm giving you a little shout out. Hell yeah. Andy will send me your
It's on my Instagram story.
I'll look at it. I look at all your stuff.
You didn't see the highlight?
Maybe I didn't know. Because sometimes I skip through your boring shit. So maybe I didn't understand what that was.
Yeah.
So I didn't really look at it much. But I'm going to give him a little shout out.
Yeah.
Lukey?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Good for you, buddy. We're rooting for you, man. Damn right. That's your little nephew?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tell him I said what's up.
His mom doesn't like your language.
Man, then don't listen. I'm trying to pump up your kid. Like, let me do my thing. All right. You do you. Let me do me. That's all.
You do you.
Jesus.
Let me be me.
I had work to do. I can't cater to everybody.
Oh,
we got the shit kickers listening.
Yeah,
man. I got to cater to
Well,
them,
they're
okay?
listening to me. You know that.
I know we got a lot of women that listen too. Don't get me wrong.
I'm
but
getting
the
more
women that
messages
The
from
women that
women.
listen, they love it. They think we're funny.
Cam, I can't believe how many women. I know. Can I give a shout out to the women listening?
Yeah,
to me
please.
Right now.
But they're cool and they understand that. Like the women's soccer
Did
team
we
got
find
beat by
out?
15-year-olds.
USA women's hockey played against a boys team.
Oh no, and they got killed.
No, they lost.
Okay.
It's just to prepare them for the upcoming international
I'm just asking,
tournament.
man. You brought it up.
If I could get you can I get you a jersey, like a Kendall Coyne jersey or anything? Or
I tried to say hi to her one time, and she kind of blew me off a little bit. I'm like, hi, Kendall.
So when I was emceeing the red carpet at the All-Star game back in 2019, 2020, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
it was here in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the best things I've ever done. I love doing it. Like you're interviewing all the stars on the red carpet. You're introducing them to the crowd. It's like a packed. You're on this big stage, band behind you.
Yep.
And I interviewed the men and the women. There was a lot of women stars there too from Canada and USA.
Yeah. And what happened? Anything happen? Did somebody do something?
No, they were
Did anything happen with this story, Andy? Because you tell these stories and you're like, I interviewed them. Yeah, and what happened? Well, nothing. Well, what the fuck? Like, God damn, your stories are getting worse and worse every day. Yank.
Some
Jesus
great players.
Christ.
Great players.
Like, what nothing.
The Cam Strick podcast, Cam, is brought to you by Hair Club. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. Damn right.
Tell them real quick how to get a hold of. What do you do?
You set up an appointment and go get your hair consultation, man. It's the easiest damn thing in the world. And they'll tell you exactly what's going on with your hair, and they'll tell you exactly what you could do with it. And they'll tell you exactly The payment plan that you could have on it too, so you don't spend all your money on one time. You could have a payment plan. It's the easiest damn thing in the world, and it's an absolute game changer. Yes. It's a confidence changer too. When you know your hair is growing back, I'm telling you, your confidence level is going to fucking skyrocket. I'm telling you. When you look in the mirror and you see hair falling out, your confidence plummets beyond belief. And once you get that get that fixed and it starts growing back and you see it every month, you're like, God damn right, man.
I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
You want to go into the bar and be like, I'm wheeling some back and girls.
That was motivating.
I want girls. I'm confident.
800-279-7878. Use that promo code Cam Strick, baby. It's going to save you hundreds of dollars off your first consultation that Cam's talking about. Get it and get it today. Firstform.com/Cam Strick. Cam.
Yeah, man.
That's what it is.
Damn right. I use it every month.
Firstform.com/Cam Strick. Do it and do it today. Get those bars. Get the energy drink. Get the all the nutrients you're looking for.
Yeah.
Get the swag.
And learn.
Get the apparel.
And look at their website and learn.
Yes.
They have people teaching.
Oh, my God. The life coaches.
They'll teach you how to work
Download
out,
that app and do it today. And that app is tracking everything you do, man. It tracks your steps. It's like an Apple Watch.
I know.
And
Nick called me.
Keeps track of your nutrition.
Nick called me with his wife.
Oh, for happy birthday?
Night. Yeah, it was so sweet.
We all should go to dinner again. Cam likes to go to dinner at like 5 o'clock.
I already took him out to dinner. I'll do it again.
With a gift card.
Well, no shit. At least I did it.
Yeah, I know. That was very nice.
What'd you do?
I couldn't make it because you guys weren't. I had hockey practice that night.
Oh, I'm just asking.
And you guys went at like 5:30.
No, we didn't.
6 or something.
6:30.
Still early.
I mean,
like in bigger cities, Cam, like New York.
We ain't New York. I lived out there.
They go out at like 10 o'clock.
Andy, I used to go out at 10 o'clock in St. Louis, brother.
No, I know, but I'm saying for dinner.
Yeah, I know. I know that you know. God.
Firstform.com/Cam Strick. Can you say that?
Firstform.com/Cam Strick, baby.
Good. Hashtag I am first. Oh, my God. Is there a lid on that?
Yeah.
Wow. You are lucky.
It was my chew bottle full of just nastiness.
I had
almost everywhere.
I had terrible nightmares of that.
Yeah.
It used to happen in my bedroom when I was a kid. My brother would play video games in my room.
Sleep together?
No, I had the video game system in my room, and he'd come back like when he was on break for college and stuff, and he'd play video games in my room and chew, and he'd spill his stupid ass dip cup in my room.
Yeah,
and I'd lose my mind.
You'd be all right.
Check out First Form. Check it out today.
Yeah.
Spark Skate Sharpeners. Do not let Seth ruin your weekend, ruin the tournament, ruin your season.
Oh, yeah.
And ruin your skates.
Or creep your daughter out.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying.
That's a whole different story.
Well, he's a weirdo.
That's a whole nother show.
No, he's a weirdo.
What's he doing down there?
Peeping Tom. Eating Cheetos.
What's he wearing? Red jacket.
Like his underwear. His whitey tighties with nastiness on the bottom of them. Stains everywhere. Good God.
Showing up to work.
He's got he's trying to grow his beard out, but it only grows in 3 different areas, and it's like really long. Just food caught in it. He smells bad. I know. Look at his history.
And he's sharpening skates?
Look at his history.
Do not do that, actually.
Look at his history on his computer.
Don't look at it.
That's all you got to do. Go to his history log on his computer, and you'll be like, oh, my fucking God.
I wouldn't recommend anybody
a psychopath.
does that. I wouldn't recommend anybody does
I'm just telling you. Well, you want him sharpening your skates?
No, I don't.
You know?
Actually. I'd rather have my Sparks machine and do it myself where it's convenient. And I'll give you an example right now. My kid has to skate tonight, and you know what I'm going to do when I get home? I'm just going to sharpen his skates myself.
Oh, yeah. Just put it on there and press a button.
I know.
It's like you're doing it.
No, I am doing it.
No, Andy. Now you're discrediting our sponsor.
No.
It does it for you.
It does it for you.
Yeah. You press a button.
Yeah. But I tend to do it a little.
Because then you're confusing people. Like somebody's like, "Oh, I got to sharpen." No, you press a button.
You press a button.
The easiest thing in the world.
It's the greatest thing ever.
Quit making yourself look better and hindering the sponsors by saying stupid things.
When I do it, I feel good about myself. It makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, you pressed a button. Yeah. You felt good because you bought the damn thing, not because you did anything, because it does it for you.
Then you have to get the edges down with the stone.
Yeah, but it's easy.
Like that.
Yeah, but that's easy.
Yeah.
Stone after you sharpen them, you don't even need to do that. You stone whenever you step on something.
Really? That's not what I do.
That's why you can't turn.
That is not true. That is
Oh,
not
yeah,
true.
you turn on a dime.
Oh, my God. I got more live barn videos of you.
Are you spending money on the guys? What the fuck are you doing? If you're irrelevant and you suck at hockey, you're not spending money, you're not making the guys laugh.
I brought my Sparks down there.
Well, that's why you got invited.
I mean, you bring a Sparks.
No. That's why you got invited.
Changes everything.
Because you could put it on the plane. It was the easiest thing in the world. And everybody was
Sharpening skates on the plane.
That's why you got invited.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. No, thanks, Sparks.
Well, thank you, Sparks.
No shit.
They're the best. Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN. Located where, Cam?
Try.
Say hi to Danny boy.
Danny, what up, homie?
Say hi to Kenny.
Kenny, what up?
Say hi to Dale, too.
Hey. Tell your brother I said, hey.
Hey, one side of the street, you got the Buick GMC. The other side, the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Cam's looking at a two-door Jeep, small wheels.
Yeah.
Pink.
I got a four-door Jeep right now with fatties on it, but I want to get the
soft
small
top with flames on the side. There's nothing wrong with that
Nothing
at all.
wrong with that, man. Whatever.
Go to
No big
Bellman.
deal.
Hey, everybody gets accepted, by the way. If you even have a terrible credit, it doesn't matter. Everybody gets accepted.
Yeah, I'm right.
Check it out today, Bellman and Bellman.com. And also Gel Sticks, Cam, the #1 training tool to get yourself ready to go in a jiffy. You just handle that puck. It feels like a golf ball, Cam.
I know.
It's a weighted stick. It's exactly what it is. I'm looking at that weighted golf
That too.
driver, too.
Yeah. It all works
I'll be
the same
hitting
way.
that ball 280.
Yeah, you will. Fucking 380, Andy. You're jacked. No, it does help in golf and in hockey, man. I'm telling you.
In life. You know what else helps? Go to camandstrick.com. If you missed any of our previous episodes, we got over 200 of these. What number is this? 234? Look at that. We're just cruising.
It's a lot, man.
We're with you all year round, too, man. Throughout the entire summer.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up.
Great conversations coming up.
We got a lot of different things that we're going to do, too, I think.
Awesome things.
Yep.
So check it out. camandstrick.com. Follow us. All our individual social media channels.
All of it.
The Instagram.
Messages are open, by the way.
Twitter, Facebook.
DMs are open. Let me know what's
Yes,
up.
they
with
are.
you.
Let me know what's going on with you guys.
Yeah, man. I'll answer any questions, dude.
I'll answer everything.
Yeah, Andy will answer everything.
Anything you need.
Anything.
And hit me up on Cameo, too. My Cameo is
My
on sale.
Cameo is blowing
Mine
up
are
lately.
blowing
I don't
up
know
as well.
why.
I
It
don't
just
know.
hit me.
Because they just...
It didn't do anything for like weeks, and all of a sudden I had like 5 in one day. I got a couple more I got to do today.
Are you doing them?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I want to make sure you're actually doing them.
No, I am. I've got like a 150 streak or something.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I bet you do.
So my Cameos are available for anybody who would like a little message. I can do it from my my Morning Glory maple in my backyard. This just survives 100-mile-per-hour winds.
In the jungle.
100-mile-per-hour winds.
Don't mind the cars in the background going down the highway.
And
he's out in the woods.
EF1s.
He's out in the woods.
My
EF1
backyard
so
is
up.
a very prestigious school.
Yeah. So you got a school.
There's no highway back
You
there.
got what the hell are you talking
In
about?
my backyard?
In your front yard, you have a highway, and it's called Highway 40. It's one of the biggest highways.
Over a mile away.
No, it's not.
Sure it is.
No, it's not.
Oh, of course it is.
Andy, you get off the highway. It's 10 seconds, and we get to your
It's
house.
probably 3/4 of a mile.
You live in the woods.
If anybody sends you a message on Facebook that says, "Look who died in an accident,"
No, that's bullshit.
I think you know him. So sorry.
No, that's a.
That is asking for a virus.
Yeah, they got
attacked.
hacked.
They got hacked. So do not open that.
And like, I'd rather you message me on Twitter or Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook's goofy because I got 2 different accounts and they hide them. It's really weird how it works. So
Instagram or Twitter.
Or Twitter. Twitter's easiest.
And you can do the podcast account. You can do
anything.
it. You can do it personally to Camera.
Anything, guys.
Doesn't
we
matter.
love all you, man.
Or
we
send
love
them
all
to
you
Brody,
guys
too.
and girls. We love all you guys and girls.
Everybody.
And let us know what else you want, what players you want.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, man. We're trying to
Whatever
think of
else
different
you
people,
need.
you know.
Hey, if you want to be a part of our team too, we are
absolutely
always looking to expand and create new partnerships.
Yeah, we don't want to have too many sponsors, so we don't want to flood anything to kind of because the last thing we want to do, we try to make everything entertaining one way or the other. But let us know.
Yes.
So what's on your mind? Get a hold of us. We love you guys, man. We get the grind. We're ready for the Stanley Cup playoffs. Keep in touch with us. We're going to be rocking and rolling for a long time, baby. We love you guys.
Great motivation, Cam. Hey, enjoy the playoffs as well.
All right, we'll talk, man. We'll talk all y'all.
See y'all.
See you guys.